Major 3 champions, the LA Thieves.
2v2, Neptune finds one, but it's out to Jodeci's for the full ace. Oh!
Neptune, can he clutch? He's in. Two-piece.
Shotzi is able to line up 3.
The passion is flowing from Miami, and they have got a massive lead.
2v1, 1v1, and that's the round.
Who's your daddy and what does he do? Welcome back to the Call of Duty League. It's Nameless alongside Alley Cat and Chris Puckett. We are going to be talking about some of the big dogs and the little dogs in the fight as everyone is in a race for champs. Alley, Carolina, they're guaranteed a spot, right?
Listen, I said earlier, you could Doctor Strange your way around this, where there's a world it doesn't happen, but they are very safe right now, yes, sitting at 210.
Carolina feeling comfortable. Optic not as much because New York is chomping at the bit, and after bringing in 2 new players, they found instant success. A 3-0 with Capsule putting on a show in Search and Destroy. And walk me through the new look from New York.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was, obviously it's not the hardest competition. But
it's the worst team in the league.
Yeah, in terms of what you wanted to see, though, if you're a Cloud9 fan, I think you got exactly that. You dominated the Search and Destroy, which is the game mode you're hoping to lock up, right, with this new roster. And then you got contribution from all 4 players in both of the respawns. Like, everybody played well if you're Cloud9, and it just looked like they had great chemistry off the rip, right? So for them, they're 30 points behind. They have extremely tough matches coming up, but I mean, you got to think, like, they've had success versus Ultra in terms of Civ and Crep. They beat them a couple of times in the year, so a very winnable game tomorrow.
And FaZe was slipping up, we thought, until that game 5. They were able to lock things down, but they went the distance in their opening day matches. Heretics, still a question mark for me. And, of course, LA Thieves. We just saw them win a major. We know that is probably their toughest of matchups on the way.
Well, that's what's good for Cloud9, right, is that they get to play Vegas Falcons first versus the other way around because, again, a new team, they wanted to have that first opening win to build their confidence, and now they can build off of that as they move through the qualifiers in their tough schedule, because around them, you have Boston Breach, Optic Texas, and Minnesota Rocker also looking to jump. Boston Breach has looked better coming off of that major number 3. Optic Texas, question mark still all around.
Yeah, to me, it's Optic, Cloud9, and Minnesota all fighting each other throughout this split, right? You got to think Boston, they're not just going to lose every match. They're in a very good spot buff-wise, and, you know, everybody above them, obviously, as well. So those 3 teams, to me, are in the fight.
Either Boston or Carolina will get 10 more points today, but Minnesota desperate for theirs. After bombing out of the major, this team, they've had potential, have not lived up to it. They are running out of time, even after the addition of Kenny. Still just 1 win in their major qualifiers and 1 win on land.
And it's been painful, right? The Search and Destroys, they just haven't had a map closer on this team. And we thought that Kenny would add a little bit of consistency for them to be able to do it, but they get no gold, right? And so we go to major, they get a big win versus Carolina, which is big for them because they played them again during the split in their schedule. So already some confidence, and they get a rematch opportunity versus the Toronto Ultra. The only issue is Toronto Ultra is still looking to come off that major, looking incredible with Beans back in the lineup.
And do you know what's pretty amazing?
What?
The storyline. We got Minnesota at 115 points.
Yep.
We have Cloud9 at 115 points. You have Optic Texas holding the door at 140 points. Here's a look at the schedules. They're identical, except for 1 matchup.
Boston,
Minnesota versus Optic. This could be the 2-team race that it could come down to, knowing how tough it'll be for Cloud9.
And you can see here, like, these are the records versus scheduled opponents. So Minnesota Rocker having considerable more success against their scheduled opponents. And you look at it, the difference has been the Royal Ravens match. That is a massive one for either of these teams. Optic having no success against them on the season. And you look at Minnesota Rocker 1-2, right? So just kind of a good visual to see where these teams have stacked up against their opponents throughout this split and what they're going to need to do.
Optic Texas knows what is on the line. They've never missed out on a champs as long as I can remember, and they're not looking to do it here in 2025. How do you fend off Minnesota? Well, you need the whole team to be playing better than what they showed you at Major 3. Walk me through this Texas lineup. Where do they have potential? Where do they need to clean up their game before we get down to Dallas for Major 4?
They have potential in the response. This is a very talented team that's very high ceiling, especially when it comes to those game modes. The issue is that we have yet to see this team be all on the same page. And when we do, it lasts for maybe a map. They have not been able to win series. And even with Hook added back into the lineup, they finally got handed their first loss in an online qualifier with him in the roster. So for Optic Texas, it is still a struggle. They're holding down the ace spot right now, but again, the teams around them are getting better this split.
Yeah, I'm baffled they did not make a change. I'll be 100% honest. There are players available. You look at it, and with this Optic team, this is like the worst that they have been. And for them, you're in a dire situation. And like you got two teams that are, Cloud9, they made a change. They look a lot better. Minnesota's like on your heels with what many would consider an easier split. So for Optic, like you have to perform throughout this split if you're them. And a lot of the pressure is going to be on Shotzi and Dashy. Both of them just need to go take over.
And like you look at the stage 3 records, like they just, again, they don't have a game mode. Maybe in the respawns, but funny enough, S&D's been their strongest. So it's weird for Optic Texas right now. They are in the bubble. And the problem for me right now is looking at their schedule, I don't feel confident in them winning a majority of those series.
They should have a better split. I mean, they do have like some, I guess it is a softer schedule than last for them. But man, they're in a tough spot.
And how many wins do they get in their last 5 matches?
1-4 in the last 5, Chris.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
Pretty brutal. I don't
But
think it's
you got
gonna get
5
better.
matches left, Optic, and we've seen you go on a fantastic run right before a Champs event. Let's take a look here at an opponent for Optic in the race for Champs. It's going to be Boston Breach, and while both teams are currently in at 7th and 8th, Boston is looking to grow their gap. They are now ahead of Optic, and the team is looking like they are firing on all 4 cylinders.
Yeah, I mean, they're just in a weird spot, right? They're just a top 6 team, and they've been just kind of stuck there.
Not winning a Champs, not making it to Championship Sunday, but being a threat to everyone.
Yeah, they're just kind of a threat. They've been coasting. The last 2 majors have been exactly the same. You win your first match, and then you lose to Vancouver, go down to losers, and you get bumped out by Toronto, right? So for them, it just feels like they're kind of stagnant, and they have like peaked a little bit. They're going to have a big breakthrough, and I thought it would be the Control. They had groundbreaking, breakthroughs there, and it still didn't result in them having a higher placing, right? So it just feels like this team has leveled out a little bit.
I think stagnant's a really good way to explain them. They're kind of in the spot that Carolina was in, I feel like, in the first qualifier, where they're beating everybody below them, right? Like, they have really good wins over Optic Texas, the Falcons, Cloud9, the Gorilla Mates, but then when it comes to those top 4 teams in Toronto and Surge and LA Thieves and Atlanta, that's where they seriously struggle. They can't get past that point. And it's almost because I look at this team, and it's been like all on Snoopy almost as far as consistency goes. But they do have 2 top 6 placings, like I said.
Consistency, 285 days together as a lineup. Well done, Boston. Do they need a switch up? Is it too late?
So that's what I was going to say is, like, after the last major, you kind of look at the team. If you're a fan or even if you're in that organization, you just realize, like, they have peaked. We need to figure out where we can improve. And, to Allie's point, now Cammy played extremely well throughout this last split, especially in the Control, where they had a huge breakthrough, right? But then we get to the LAN, and Hardpoint goes out the window. They just don't have the ability to beat those top teams consistently in that game mode, which begs the question of, like, who do we swap out?
Is Boston a top 6 team right now?
Yeah.
Is Boston a top 5 team right now?
I think they're sitting right at 6 for me.
Boston in action today. When do they play? Stay tuned to find out. Here it is. They play in your Monster Energy matchup at 4:30 against Slashers. Carolina Royal Ravens. Dylan Rex finally dropping some digits yesterday. Can Slasher up his AR game? We have Vancouver Surge taking on Optic Texas, and of course LA Thieves versus Miami Heretics. We're looking for more than a 3-0 this time around from Miami. When we come back, though, we are starting with the team from up north. Minnesota has had no ice. They need to find it going up against the league's weakest team, I should say, and the Vegas Falcons.
Visit scuff.co/CDL for your chance to win the Road to Champs giveaway and join us at CDL Champs.
The Esports World Cup is an official partner of the Call of Duty League.
The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL.
The 2025 Minnesota Rocker Team Pack is available now. Each pack includes home and away operators as well as a weapon charm to keep the competition on ice. Next time you boot up, suit up at the in-game shop.
Stack it up.
Oh, this could be huge. Kenny on the flank. Kenny gets the pass.
Keep a bank, roll with me. Stack it up. Big bank.
And Astrio is still not missing. Oh, he's looking real solid at the moment.
Stack it up. Big bank. Break it up.
Not enough to win the gunfight. Popping out shield. The reach on the next one, able to win the 1v2.
Break it up. Big bank. Only hunters, no 50s.
Two. Can do it. 1v1. 1v1. The Emperor.
Nothing changed but the change.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for a Nero tweak moment. Does it come in game 1, 2, or 3, Alley Cat? Because Minnesota, we know he's good for 1 every time he's on the stage.
It's the first match of the day, so I feel like based off Ant's delusions, we've got to be map number 3.
That's a good point.
You gotta wake him up a little bit here. We're taking on our Vegas Falcons, but let's start with the rocker because Ant, it has been storming in Ohio. I looked out my window.
Yeah.
There was a tiny toy T-Rex smiling in the rain. What does that tell me? Kenny is gonna have a pop-off performance for the rocker tonight.
Yeah, and he's been, great for them in terms of individual performance. Kenny definitely got way better once he joined this rocker team. In the hardpoint, looked like they had massive improvement. I will say, there's a couple maps they need to fix. Like Hacienda hardpoint, they probably love to have that in their map pool. They don't have too many lockup maps. And now with, Rewind being added back in could be what they need in terms of the hardpoint. But Search really is what I'm focused on. If I'm the Minnesota Rocker, they go to a lot of game 5s and they lose a lot of those game 5s. And in particular, Estriel's a guy that I think needs to hone in on that game mode. He had a 0.7 last split, and they were 11th in opening duels. Something I expect him to be way better at throughout this one if they're to have a chance.
I completely agree with you. And the story of Minnesota Rocker is it's weird you bring up Search and Destroy because they are really awful at attack this split. But you go into the numbers and they're actually the best team in the league right now when it comes to converting an opening duel. So maybe that's got to be their focus. Somebody's got to win that first engagement. And unfortunately, I believe it's on the side of Kenny. It's been under 50% of the time. So we've got to start winning our ones.
So
boys.
when they actually get a first
We've got to
blood,
start winning our ones.
they win the rounds. They're just dead last at getting them.
Yeah, they're just dead last again.
Yeah, I guess that's a good
Win your
trade.
ones, guys.
Is
That you win it
Vegas
when you do.
Falcons second to dead last on that stat? Let's take a look here at the team that is at the bottom of every leaderboard we have, which is blowing my mind. And I hate to bring it up, guys, but you have the star-studded lineup you wanted now. You have exited your most talented player from the region, putting up numbers for you. Is this still a coaching issue? Why is this team not getting better when we see them take the stage?
Unironically, you were completely right on that. They are actually bottom 2 right alongside them when it comes to getting those opening bloods. And it's also because you're putting so much on the veterans on the side of RCGs and Priesta. And when you go up against some of these top teams, they're rocking like a 0.7 right now, which compared to some of the AR duos in the league, I mean, everybody's about even across the board. So you're going to find some engagement issues initially, and then also just the closing. The closing again. They're just like Minnesota Rocker.
Hit me with the hard truth.
Yeah, I was going to say, they're just getting gapped, bro.
Skill gapped?
Yes, they're getting skill gapped in a lot of these series. I mean, you look at it, it's like they have one of the worst AR duos, just to be honest. And when you talk about Search and Control, they don't know what they're doing in those game modes. They legitimately don't know. And then in terms of Exen, he's a phenomenal player, but he's throwing his life away a lot, right? So he still is behind in terms of game knowledge. So he has some learning to do, and I don't really know if there's enough time for this Vegas Falcons team.
Falcons are mathematically out of the running for champs. At least that's what we believe here on the desk. But they are looking to play spoiler. Will they do it today? Here's your best of 5 as we take a look at our scuff maps and modes. Allie, hardpoint. It's going to be exciting. We're going to red card. Then we get a second dose of red card at Search and Destroy.
It's not exciting if you're Vegas Falcons.
Do we get beyond a Hacienda control for the Vegas Falcons?
I think so. I think maybe we go to 4. Just with the way the Minnesota Rockers have been playing, I expect them to sell at least one map to the Vegas side of Vegas Falcons. I believe it might be in that Search and Destroy. But for Minnesota Rocker, you want to get to that ball hardpoint anyway. You're 6-2 overall when it comes to that. For Vegas Falcons, you don't really have a map pool. I don't love any of these maps for them.
Yeah, I would say the red car hardpoint, that's been good for Minnesota. They like that one. I just think it's hilarious that Falcons beat a rewind hardpoint. The strategic, have to be on point, have to have good rotations and good setups to win. They just said, nah, we're not even trying that. I like that.
Scott Pickham's. I'm going to go with what Ant just said and pick the team that probably practiced. Minnesota Rocker knows all of the maps.
I'm definitely going to go with Minnesota Rocker.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Minnesota Rocker as well.
Clay, I was just kidding. I know you guys practice. Roast me on Twitter. We'll see you in a minute. We got Maven and Merc on the mic, though.
All right, let's get into it. Yeah, the conversation is going to be a lot about Rocker and Optic these coming weeks to see who's going to be in that final spot for champs. So a big start now for Rocker. You get a win here, chances improve. For Vegas, I don't know. I don't care. Like, they don't have a chance to make it into the top 8. It was a good story. They won their first match when they got that done. This is all about the future for them. This year's kind of chalked, right? It is. The only thing they can do this year is play spoiler.
It's chalked. It's chalked.
It's chalked. They could play spoiler in a matchup like this and hurt Rocker's chances. But
yeah, I mean, we talked about it when they made the roster changes last stage. For them, it's sort of we have our future.
Yeah, 100%.
Excellent, Pred. We'll see what else happens. But that's
so for
really
the present, I don't care.
Yeah. And then on the other side for Rocker, you lose this, and trouble is a brewing. That's really it. You have. This is just one of those matches on your schedule you have to win.
No, 100%. So that's what I was saying. Vegas, they can play spoiler because it'd be big if they were able to upset them here, take some pressure off of Optic. Maybe it's good in a sense of balance because they were able to beat Optic too. But whatever, we'll see how it plays out. I guess I'm rooting just for the Rocker win in the sense I want an interesting conversation. I want it to come down to the major. That'd be really cool if they were tied and it came down to that. But this is the race to champs that I believe they showed during the first segment to open today and how they look against the competition with their final matches. Only 5 to play before the major, so it's just the points you can earn here, the points you can earn at the major. Rocker have to overcome the 30-point gap.
Yeah, that's a big thing here, right? I mean, they had the chance at Major 3. Again, you were able to take down Carolina, and then you played Ultra in round 2 with a sub, and there was the chance. With the sub, maybe you could have beaten them, but still, just not enough as a team with this new lineup for Rocker. A lot of game 5s last stage. They could be within 10.
No, I think what's interesting is that even when they had Paul X, and Paul X was kind of getting slammed, it still felt like they're close. They're close. A lot of game 5s, they're close. Now Kenny comes in, and Kenny has been performing better than Paul X did. And they've been better in some ways, but still kind of the same results. They're just so close. Maybe they're closer, but they're still just close. It feels like they just need to be a little better, a little more clutch. Win another map here and there, and suddenly their record looks so different.
Yeah, and I think starting in winners is probably going to be a big goal for them. Obviously, because you want a good record here throughout this, but also just a couple of chances at the major, even if it's an upset in winners round.
Their
1.
ideal scenarios, they're winners, Optic are in losers.
Yeah.
Right? And you got a better chance to maybe pull off a top 6 or whatever you need to do to take advantage. We'll see if they can ice up. We'll take a look at the overall standings. I think we're about to hop into it, but where these both teams are sitting, again, not much of a conversation to be had about Falcons, but it's really Rocker, Cloud9, where they're sitting, and if they can make a run, difference, Cloud9, yes, they have the same amount of points, but Cloud9 obviously already played one of their 5 matches, so I guess you'd say Rocker are ahead with their opportunity if they win this, but we'll see if they can do it. We'll see if they can do it.
Yeah, here's the big thing for Vegas. You've just been losing some hard points. And last stage, you were 6-4 with the new lineup. That's where you're getting some wins. You were taking teams in game 5s. You won a series. Control and search still very much a struggle. But yesterday, we saw them lose that map 1, and then it's just downhill from there.
Yeah, no, this team's not going to win any hard points. I mean, it's going to be a very tough stretch over these final 5. We had a red card. We will go. Rocker will try to come out swinging, get an early advantage of this series, get their 10 points, and keep it going. Let's kick it off on red card. We're going to start with Kenny's POV.
There's some elevator music in here.
Yeah, this is way too relaxing for the start.
There it is. Grenades!
Well, maybe should have had 2, but we'll set up the assist for Geo. Can't get the angle of the player out of the hard point. What can Estriel do? His early time to Falcons. Priestess could be on his belly and earning it. Nice little crossfire there from Exit to bail Pred out, who is potentially going to be caught. Little 2-man game though. Towards the hard point, Rocker gonna break him.
Yeah, this is what we see on P1, right, on red card. 8 AMSs out, just locking down lanes, really trying to control the staircases and outside. Well, you're gonna spawn them in the position that you want, also have an easy rotation over towards that P2. So he's splitting some time, 8 seconds left. You see number 8 in RCs. He's gonna try and get set up for that second hill, but he's gonna drop down now, help his teammates, because Nero and Kenny, they find 2.
All right, new hard point is up. Falcons actually hold this, or will it be a hold because the contest is in pretty much immediately. Nice movement and gunfight win there with the AR in hand for Nero. We'll see if he swaps to when the next spawn comes in, but so far Rocker finding the big wave of kills, having them spawning in the back still, Rocker earning the time, and yeah, I mean, the longer you can do this and keep rotation, you're sitting pretty.
Yeah, I mean, Kenny, he gets so aggressive because you had number 3 Nero blocking stage. They had them spawning B, X, and D right inside the bar. So it was great map control there for Rocker.
You don't see that all that often.
No, very rarely. Very rarely. Well, it's tough to hold that area, as we're going to see right now. So you're going to see number 2 in Astro. He's going to spawn out. Kenny, he knows he is under pressure. He's trying to play his life alongside Gio.
Yeah, he had to reposition. Just a second Pred gets up here. You know how difficult that's going to be. How much damage can Pred do? Nice team shot there with Arcades.
Hello.
But there comes the push. Kenny repositions, eventually able to come up and flank him and get the kill. So nice adjustment there from Kenny. They'll be up 30. As now third is up. Rocker in first. And so far, so good.
I mean, a great P2. Yeah, one of the cleaner P2s, transition towards a P3. There's just not a ton of pressure that we normally see on these couple of hills. It's usually very mixy on this right chart, especially on the first rotation. But yeah, Vegas just getting smoked.
No, yeah. Sometimes we'll literally have like 90 seconds to 2 minutes after the first 3 hard points, like off the play clock, right? And not the case right now. We'll see if they can keep it flowing. I thought Kenny was somehow going to chain a second one there. His Exen didn't react instantly to kill off Priesta, but eventually he will shut him down. Estriel, though, his multi-kill gets Rocker in, keeps him holding. Gio at least gets his one before he drops. Estriel's got to follow that up, but both players going to exchange damage and rethink the fight for now.
Yeah, now if you're Falcons, you got to get out of this quick. You already see Gio setting up for stage. We know P3 is where the big money hill is on red card. So nice couple of kills there for Pred at the right time. But Estriel, he's just chilling. Just locking it down, playing the objective.
Taking a route's going to be Extend. We'll see if his flank's going to come up with something for him, maybe to open this up. Or how it influences spawns, because they're pinching this pretty well. Exit finally gets there, though, and is just going to get shut down. He takes that long route, doesn't really find anything. Rocker get all the kills.
Yeah, I'm not sure how.
I thought he was going to have freebies like multiple times.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened, but right away, Nero and Gio spun out. They give the Tom. So great Toms from Rocker. But yeah, it felt like Exit should at least had one. Instead, because that was the pinch that you want. You saw the spawn out happen. You were blocking.
No, it looked perfect on the minimap, and then they said getting killed.
Yeah, and well, now it's looking perfect for Rocker because they're about to be up 100.
Yeah, I mean, Falcons are going to have 20 points through 4 hard points.
Yeah.
That's not a lot.
No, and again, this is like where they've shown improvements, has been hard point. And maybe this stage they're not showing improvements.
No, maybe
the other way.
Focus on other stuff. I'm not really sure what the deal is, but still time to battle back into this, but it's going to need to start soon. It might not happen to this point at camp right now. How difficult it can be to really rally together time, but with ticket control for Pred and his teammates battling forward to the point, definitely an opportunity to get some, but you haven't even touched the point. Like I think they got 3 kills at one point. No one was able to actually get into the hard point. By the time they finally try to, Rocker reinforcements are back in. They're still holding this 100-point lead. It's been all a Rocker through the first set of rotations. Let's hear their comms.
I can a ticket, Nate. I can't take it. I got that ticket weak. Take it out, like that's there. I'll take it. I'm on. Take it. I push like, oh, take it. I need to I'm going to take it. Give me out of me, bro. I'm just going to take it. I got you. I'm leaving. Yeah, low hedge. That's one shot. I get the block. Take it down. Don't take him. Hey, I got to take it. One side, take it. Absolutely take it. You ran away. I'm going to surge. I'm working heads. I'm freaking. I'm going to see you, D. I'm going to see you. I'm going to you might play me? Y'all got time. I'm going to I read. I got to take it. Okay, I'm pitching. Exit. Third Orsies. Third, Alec, what's up there? I'm in new. I'm gonna get out of it. I'll get out of it. I ain't play. Let me right play. I'm trying to beat that window. What do you get time? I got time. You can say I got time. I read that window. Shoulder flag. Flag. All good. Alright, for that. Take it down. We're good. 2 outside. I'm gonna go low. That's about the time. Okay, Press is gonna stay on flag probably. Okay, I'm gonna still play our flag. Alright, bet. Oh, he's playing deep right corner. What's up, mid? Exit. Weak mid. Copy. I'll help you.
At the very end of the list, probably the most positive stretch you've had for Falcons. A couple waves where they've been able to get 3-4 down, finally racking up some time. Unfortunately, you're down 120, and on the other side, the Rocker listed in was solid. Awesome.
Yeah, very chill. Yeah, I mean, everybody contributing in game and in the comms. And yeah, you can see the scoreboard, 19 and 17 from all 4. So yeah, great stuff there for Rocker. And honestly, it sucks because the way that 4 dead gets set up is Exnid spawns out behind it. It's just a free pinch. He ends up getting 2. But yeah, you'll take this if you are Falcons. But yeah, Rocker in control.
This is just, not the map to be down 120.
No. Well, it's really not a map, actually. You want to be
no, that's a good point. That's a good point, Joe. But the comebacks are a little more realistic on some other maps. But no, you make a solid point. Maybe make it a goal not to go down 120. That's step 1 of hardpoint. But the Falcons have struggled with every step when it comes to hardpoint.
Yeah, and I think you're starting to see maybe like sort of Exnid his energy, because he started off this game very slow. Zestrial able to pop that 3-piece, flips the spawns, get them to the setup that they want. But yeah, when Exnid is finding kills, it feels like there's some flow to the Falcons team. That's when they're finding time, but he got shut down early throughout this map.
I think with the way him and Pred like play the game, yeah, they've got to find some kind of flow to it, or it's going to be difficult. It really, really is. As Kenny drops, but still Rocker inside, building this lead once again up towards 150. It's 5 straight per narrow. Difficult gunfight there to try and win, but the streak comes to an end. The streak on the scoreboard, though, is still kept flowing as they have just held this lead. I kept thinking maybe there's going to be a Falcons play that brings it back a bit, but not really.
And they've won every rotation?
Every single one.
Yeah, outside of that second P2 we just watched. But again, we're back up to stage, and look at the minimap. It is everybody here. Nero, he's got a Hellstorm and a Charl this in. Well, it's just all the info. Everyone else has to run inside, and you're just wasting time now if you're Rocker.
DePriest just like, I thought he like found the crazy timing to push there, but he's going to get shut down. I think it's going to be a good old-fashioned 100-point club. The Money Hill just dominant here. Estriel chains together a few. Preg going to be the last guy up to maybe make a play. But with 5 points needed, I think this one is done. The last push in, nobody getting close. We'll see you later. Rocker come in with a dominant win on red card. They've looked so good here at times, so good on Skyline as well. They've had some solid hardpoint, but listen, they've started some series strong, and then things have fallen apart the deeper we've got into it. So
yeah, on the other side, they've been a team that started slow, and I think this is one of those matchups where you can get caught sleeping.
Yeah.
Now, for them, every game that shouldn't happen right at this point when we're talking about stage 4 and how important each match is, but you never know.
Yeah, and like the last qualifier, I'm sure a lot of it was just like, Kenny came in, kind of getting used to the new team, working on some things. I'm sure, Kenny is the way he likes to play the game, and there's probably a lot of conversations, and they're trying to figure stuff out. Now I feel like you have more of a team ideology, and now it's all the focus just on improving, right? Like, I don't know, there's steps to that when you have a new roster.
Exactly.
And there were only 5 matches last qualifier. There's only 5 matches this qualifier. It's difficult, compared maybe to years past when you have so many more reps.
Stages past. You had 7 matches. You had the minor. You had a couple more weeks to improve before each major.
Listen, there's a lot of scrimming happening, but it's not the same. In any sport or e-sport, scrimming's not the same as playing in an actual match. Monster, map 1 victory there. I'm solid all-around effort. Falcons get slammed. I mean, they got outslayed, obviously, but it wasn't just that.
No, it was just right from the get-go. You had 22 points for a long time.
Holy hell.
Yeah, a long time. You had half of your points at that second P2 we were talking about.
So when the line's flat, that just means someone's dead.
Yeah, that might all be.
Yeah, it might be dead. Woo!
Wings clipped.
Yeah, game flow looking difficult there. We'll take a look at some of the highlights before we get ready for the search and destroy, but
yeah, this is the issue again. Like, the one good thing for the Falcons last stage was their hardpoint. There was just this energy kind of in the air. We saw the videos.
That's called a honeymoon period.
Yeah, you play a lot of your maps, little Skyline here and there. Don't get that. Red card, you haven't won all year.
I think we've just seen that over the years. Like, it's always tough to tell sometimes if it's like a honeymoon period and it's going to kind of stop, or if that team's going to continue to improve. I just thought that might be the case here because it was a lot of the energy. Everyone's having fun. Yeah, new roster. But the second you start to lose, like, all right, now what?
Yeah, it just wasn't a very long honeymoon period either.
No, it certainly wasn't.
One match.
No. Yeah, that's a good point. It's a good point, Joe. But they got their 1 win, It's better than 0.
It's a fact.
Better than 0, but it is, a very dominant effort from Rocker. The comms were solid. The team seems to be clicking. And yeah, the pressure is on. I mean, it's been on. It was on at the major. It was on the last qualifier. But now I feel like you're feeling it. You have got to be, I don't care who you're playing, what map of the series it is, you've got to be prepping as best you can, 100% effort at all times.
Ouch.
Yeah, no, his face is how I think everyone was feeling watching that.
That's how I was feeling.
Yeah, no, 100%. You looked at me, we did the listen, and you just looked at me and started laughing. I was like, what? I thought I missed something. You're like, just this bad shit. I was like, yeah.
I didn't really know what else to talk about.
Yeah, no, it was not a real competitive affair there in the first one. Okay, maybe Search and Destroy will be different, Joe, but probably not. But maybe.
You never know. Well, we're going to a red card?
Yeah. I'm staying on red card.
Staying on red card.
Tell me how Vegas are going to win this, Joe.
How are we going to win this? You're going to need a Priest and RC's masterclass.
Maybe they sub Clay in, but they don't sub him. They just have 5v4.
That's a good idea. I like that.
I'm a thinker. We're going to take a look at some Falcon stats before we hop into the map, too, though. The S&D over the last 30 days. Oh, sweet Jesus.
Well, that doesn't help. You asked me how it was going to happen.
Yeah, that doesn't look good. Well, I was going to say, no, there's nothing worse than last, though. I got nothing. For that. Hold on.
But the record was 1-8. It could have been 0-9.
There you go. That's a good one, Joe. Thank you. I knew you'd find it somewhere. Could have been 0-9. That's why we work well together. Glass half full type of guy.
Absolutely not.
Nero, his last 30 days looking a little bit better. Couple of aces.
Yeah, well, the Desters talk about kind of opening, dual win percentage. That's pretty low for maybe a guy like Nero. 38%. Normally, you want like your entry guy right around 50, right? A BZ's usually like 60 or so. That kind of leads the way. If he starts to get a little bit more active and they have the #1 conversion rate or top 2, but they need to find more.
Yeah, find more first bloods and less clutch type situations that they're pulling off. Well, see what Nero can do off the opening rip. Pretty aggressive towards A defensively for Rocker, at least out of the opener. Kenny some tags in. We'll see if they can combo some utility onto Arceus. Pred next and not liking what they're seeing as the steps. It looks like they're going to wrap this up. But look at #2. I mean, Estriel's
there.
There's been a lot of time that has passed, and he has moved up. Nero's going to get caught, and the timing ends up horrible for Estriel. If they aren't wrapping back, I mean, it's wide open for him. He just gets caught sprinting.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised he doesn't slow down there a bit, but...
You think he's getting calm to him, like, hey, they're headed to you. But.
Yeah, it's such a long route. He's just trying to get to top S keys or into a better position. 2 versus 4 now. Because Nero also got caught, and I think that hurts him.
I didn't see how Nero dropped, honestly.
Yeah, he was just middle of the map. He got caught. Bomb still needs to be planted, though. Kenny trying to find a pick. Arceus is watching that flank Geo. Trying to see if he can find anything from this side of the map. This is where Kenny also rotated. So 2 versus 4.
All right, bomb now getting planted. Trying to retake the 2 versus 4. Exit not staying up. Oh, they're able to get 2, but hold up now. It's just going to be on Kenny if he can clutch up. Eyes on the preset. He's going to gun him to sleep. 1 versus 1 now, and they're close to pulling off this 2 versus 4.
Yeah, expect him in the same spot.
Still time to work with. Now he knows where he's got to be. Damage in. He's got to chase. 20 seconds to go. He's trying to hunt, trying to get the angle. RC's trying to dance, and he'll just go ahead and gun him. Kenny thought he had that one. 2v4, nearly pulled off. Weren't supposed to win it, but had a damn good chance. And that might have broke Falcon's back if they threw that one away.
Well, I think you saw the reaction there. I read Fred's lips. He's like, something with the comms was off. So you saw just frustration. Yes, it is a round win. Thanks to this man winning that 1 versus 1. But yeah, you could kind of tell. Like, there was a... What just happened? That should not have been like that. That is just a bomb site in a 4 versus 2. You should not. It shouldn't even be close.
Yeah, no. Like, there's something was very wrong with their setup that they were able to walk in and get 2 before there was a trade. Yeah. Someone wasn't watching something. I have to go back and see it because I was just thinking they were just going to close on that. Should not have even been an interesting round, but it was. We'll see if they can ham that up maybe in their next offense. But for now, to the Rocker offense. Kind of a standard build up over here towards A. No pressure to Nero to try and find these entries. He got blooded in the last round.
Well, we saw this switch multiple times at the major. Right, sort of a new development on offense for teams. You know this 2-2 split. Well, what's open? Middle of the map. And, well, he at least killed his teammate.
Yeah, no, I guess give him a kill.
It's a trade.
All on to Pred. He'd have a 5-kill round if he can get this done. Ace plus a friendly. Best of luck. Ain't happening. He will drop Rocker. And now they're on. And honestly, both, I feel like both teams, it's come down to like almost catching the defense, like rotating.
Yeah, and that's what that middle push really is, right? It's like that player top window. If they're in a default 2-2 kind of split, you can get in between that player, below that player who's up top window. If someone's rotating back from the B bomb set, that's who you're trying to catch. And if you come out of the top window onto that catwalk, you're just a free kill.
Yep. So they're chatting through what their game plan is going to be here. Remember last time Astriel was kind of quick on the push through B. He's going to be the lone guy there again. So it looks like the same defensive setup for the most part out of Rocker. Same thing, I think, from Falcons offensively, too. Last time they just didn't find an opening, ended up wrapping it out and caught Estriel in the rotation. Estriel, for now, is still holding. There's more kind of mid-lane pressure from Rocker, so they play it a little more aggressively through the mid-map versus like the outer at A, and they're able to find the pick.
Yeah, Estriel, he stays, but that was just a great team nade, right? The nade is on point, and then Nero, he's able to find that first blood. So teamwork on point, nade's on point there for Rocker. Great stuff. And now Gio, he's going to try to catch them in rotation. He does just that.
Beautifully done. Taking space, taking names. 2v4 now to Falcons. And it doesn't seem like they've had much of like a plan offensively. Like, I know the last round they end up catching people and kind of wrapping out, but it's like they're almost relying on catching Rocker.
Yeah, you caught Nero in the middle of the map last defensive round, then you were able to catch Estriel. But yeah, on offense, they've just been pretty stagnant at the stairs this time. They've got caught.
Yeah, it just feels stagnant, right? I don't know if they're waiting for a play call or like what are they looking for before they, I guess, are decisive and try to work towards the play.
Well, if you're trying to just sit stairs, right, if that's sort of your default, there are a couple of things, right? Normally that forces a rotation from B, so you can always wrap it back. Maybe you can catch somebody on the flank, but you're also just open to nades like we just watched.
Yeah, I mean, if I was Rocker, I'd just be like, no one rotate, no one, just hold until they do something.
Yeah, well, they haven't been. They've just been fighting them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the first round they kind of did, but like for now on, I just hold. L trigger up, try and hit your nades, but doesn't look like Falcons are going to hit much. We'll see if that changes as we get deeper into it. Estriel's rocking 3 straight as he warms up. But a second look now at the Rocker offense. And I mean, it can be like this map can play a little stagnant. We're working towards A. Don't get me wrong, but like it's like eventually there needs to be a go button, and like Falcons haven't really got to that point yet. It feels like.
No.
Right? But we're no strangers to kind of this standoff here.
Yeah, again, just really what this does when you show presence, it should rotate someone over from B back towards A or middle of the map. So like
this part right here, like this just never happened. This step of getting towards the bomb and trying to get it down.
Well, and it's risky. It is risky though. Nero gets caught on the bomb, but Gio's looking over him. So at least go 1 for 1. Meanwhile, number 6 in Exney is going to take the route, but Estriel, again, just middle of the map for Rocker. They have been all over it on offense and defense.
They absolutely have. Pressure to Priest on exit now to clutch up in this 2 versus 3. Well, it's all on exit. You'll hear him. He'll shut him down. Clean one there for Rocker. I mean, they lost the player on bomb, but as you said, quickly traded out, get the plant in. I thought maybe a timing there where they were to catch Rocker while they were mid-plant. They started, like, Vegas was getting active during it, but couldn't come away with anything.
And then Estriel finds the opening again. So great stuff from Estriel, just kind of lurking. As you said, he was on 3 in a row. I think he gets up to 5 in this round. We'll see what Falcons, if there's any switch up.
I'll tell you what, if you're watching the broadcast and you're a Rocker fan or you aren't, dude, some of the content they've been putting out is great. Like with the new squad. I don't know if there's been any recently, just like the videos kind of before the major and stuff, and at the major were so funny. Like there's some new players. I don't know like Estriel and Gio all that well. Like I've been around a long time. I just haven't really hung out with them. But dude, they have me crying. It is so funny how
Ken's just trying to 1v2.
Bro, the way they interact with Ken is so good. Well, this time a little more decisive from Falcons. They're just gonna try and work it up towards B. You've got 2 people here there, and Kenny's able to get 2. Falcons just getting slammed.
And that's just the play call, right? A has not worked They really haven't done anything, so let's stack over towards B. And well, Ken's going to find it. And I think this is good for Ken because I think that's probably the one thing throughout this year that's really struggled has been search and destroy and just getting active.
His vault control sometimes is tough to watch when he's back with Optic, yeah. But search, certainly. Well, I just felt, dude, I saw when I was watching the Optic team, like they just, their time, everything was just so off. Like, it looked like they were going to like slide out and double chow something, but then Kenny would just chow and no one else would chow. It just looked like their comms were so off. Like, everyone seemed lost. But even when he joined the Rocker, yeah, the search still struggled for him for a bit. But that's maybe now when you get a little more time under your belt with the squad, start to get a little more comfortable, or you're just playing a very bad team, and it's easier.
Yeah, but it builds up confidence.
No, it can't. It can't. Yeah, 4 straight for Ken, 5 for Estriel, other 2. Streaking a bit as well, but I mean, Falcons lost what, 6-1 yesterday in the search, and might get replicated here. Rocker not finding a pick early in this one, and with the time dwindling a bit, now working to get towards bomb, but Nero's going to get caught on the cross. A nice pick there from Arcides.
Yeah, they were hoping with Estriel maybe shooting over towards B. You'd send one back towards B. You've kept 3 here. So they were just watching that cross, but Kenny is lurching. He's made his way. This could get interesting. Never mind, because all of his teammates are dead.
Yeah, if anyone else was alive, maybe. I thought maybe he's going to get 2, but he won't even get that. Arcides will gun him, and Falcons get around. Yeah, had they over-rotated a little bit, maybe the opening's there. But if Nero gets across, that plays out differently. He has to be across.
He gets team shot. Gets team shot by a couple of ARs. RC's locks down this bomb site alongside XNID, so keeps them in the game.
Yeah, I almost felt like the way he played it, like he thought it was a little more free. He was trying to get eyes on it, like dive across, or that's where a smoke would be nice, right?
Just one.
Just one. Maybe Falcons now make a little bit of a run, but it's been the offense that's the problem. I know they won the first one, but that was... almost got lucky to get away with that, considering they had the 4v2. XNID's still looking for his first. They're going to bring it right back to B. This time, one person inside, but there's a very fast flank. And Nero, I thought, had the absolute opening, but his pressure turns some heads. And that allows Estriel to get one and not get it quickly traded, because 2 turned, I think, to deal with Nero. He is eventually going to drop, and so does Nero. Thought maybe the collapse was working out. That's not going to be the case. Geo 1v3, and they all just swing. If Nero's there like a half second earlier, I think he's maybe got 2.
And they were fast. Falcons, they just turn up this speed. And while they don't open the bomb door, they just go inner and they run. They just run on through, able to flank the player on that B zone. B side, they had no clue. They're like, there's already 2 in here. I'm going to need some help, but it's too late.
Yeah, Nero did that quick like ticket flank, and yeah, a second earlier, he maybe gets kills. I thought he was going to free up Estriel to get a few, but just ends up getting 1. Falcons, kind of that slow push, hasn't been working. This time they just hit it, and that's back-to-back rounds, and we get a wee bit closer in this. They're playing pretty aggressively on A defensively, so we'll see how Rocker opt to deal with this. No eyes really on anything yet. A good tags in, not going to be able to finish it. Estriel going to get another first blood, though.
Well, that's your B player. So now how do you rotate this? You're really relying on Pred. He's inside a ticket. Rocker, they know he is here. Arcides, he's not going to cheat back to B. He's going to try to help Pred in the middle of the map. But yeah, great shots on Estriel. There are the trades. Arcides in a great spot to help out his teammate, but now he's trying to stay alive.
Just Geo stayed the entire time, and they're just going to take the fight. They're like, screw it. We don't need bomb. Now down to a one-on-one. It's going to be Arcides and Kenny again. And Arcides is going to rip his teeth off. Clean shot from Arcides. He's got a couple of one-on-one clutches.
I mean, he's killed 10 last alive 3 times.
Yeah, he's had his number.
He's up to 7-5. This is just confidence. Just catching Ken. Then Ken just finished the reload, so not ready for the gunfight. And here we go. Down 4-1.
Oh, is that what it was? I wonder why he wasn't shooting right away.
Yeah, I think he finished a reload. Down 4-1, or he was YYing. Could have been up.
Yeah. And I was thinking, just hitting those first shots and giving like Alec a little bit of flinch there makes that gunfight even pretty easy. But Arcides gets the shots in, gets the headshots, takes it. And now what looks like a runaway win for Rocker is back to 4-4. Well, this is part of the reason they probably had deep series, and A lot of game 5
Well, they're
losses.
finally winning opening duels like we talked about, but now not converting them.
Oh, now Kenny is going to get shut down. Priesta with the blood. And where Falcons have been stagnant at times on the A push, now with the opener, a lot more freedom to work. Usually they were getting blooded in this scenario.
Rockstar do have room to work with, though. There's no one really watching the flank from top window, so middle of the map's open. Should come down to this Estro Priesta fight if we have it. Priesta actually backs all the way up. RC is just trying to stay alive. He has a trophy, but his leg is sticking out. May not matter, though. Just near the bomb. Actually, to Pred, they're hunting.
Gio gets another 2 versus 2. Still time to work. And shutting down Pred. I don't know what that push was from Pred.
What?
Priesta, his chance to maybe 1 versus 2. A nice shots there from Priesta.
They spot him. Yeah, you're just sitting here waiting now.
Beautiful. That's all you had to do. That first gunfight win. I thought he like backed down for the fight too. That last bullet hit and got the kill. Yeah, no, I think he was surprised he got the kill. It's like he was stuck between like challenging it and backing down, but walks away with the kill, and now 4 straight rounds for Falcons. I thought Pred had tossed that one away.
Yeah, it was a blackout moment for sure. I mean, that's a defuse bomb, right? It's one of those things we talked about. There's 20 seconds left. Make them find you. Instead, he just tries to
1v2 challenge.
1v2. You try to just get that trade from earlier, but yeah, they were together.
There's been a couple they've almost thrown away. The one on B and then on A, but the fact is they clutch up, and one of the clutches has been the reason they may win this map. RC's a couple one-on-one wins. Icing up there in the 2 versus 2. RC kills Kenny again. It's like Kenny's having like a solid map. He's 8 and 6, but 4 or 5 is deaths at RC's.
I think it's like 5, yeah. And yet another first death for him. That's back-to-back rounds.
It is. Oh, it's on Rocker to 3v4. And this is something you've got to improve if you're going to try and make a run to get the champs. You can't take a 4-1 lead and throw away Search and Destroy, but this is about to be 5 straight rounds for Falcons. It is all on Gio, and he is dumb. What a comeback there from Falcons. There were some sloppy rounds, and, well, I put that as much on Rocker. Just not having the clutch, not winning those insane moments that RC's was able to do. Well, we tied up 1-1. And I'd see that coming after they're 4-1, that's for sure.
No, and that's just one of those, you have to close out these maps.
Yeah. That's
one of the ones we
That's the reason they go to a lot of game 5s. That's why they go to a lot of game 5s. Like, stuff like that. Like, you got to win that. But they're not able to do it. They looked real good until it didn't. At least they can ride on that map 1 dominance that they had. I mean, just take a look quickly at the stats. A tough one for Nero. You know, you wanted him to improve maybe the first blood department. That didn't happen, but overall they did.
They did, yeah.
You win it, what, 6-4 in the first blood, so you just can't capitalize on a lot of moments. And even when you got blooded, you almost brought it back in several rounds.
Yeah, there was 0 clutch.
No, 0. Yeah, no. That'll all go to Arcity. So he goes 9 and 6. He was Kenny's papa in that one. They'll be Hacienda Control up next as we're through 2. We'll see if you can get anything from Vegas in a respawn. Because, I mean, yeah, the hard point at times has been pretty good. Not in that map 1, obviously. Bounce back, though, with the Search and Destroy. Maybe they can ride that momentum into a control.
Yeah, I mean, the energy we kind of talked about, right? Maybe this is the spark they need.
Yeah, no, 100%. We'll see if that can be the spark. Desk, what do you think about their sparks?
Well done, Falcons. I'm excited for you. You walked away with a victory when it was looking murky. You get under 100-point clubbed in the first game. Yeah. 81. That's all you score in hard point. And then you're down 4-1. Owie, this is kind of like a testament to their resilience, I have to say.
Oh, absolutely.
You have nothing to gain right now if you're a Falcons player, right? Other than pride, and they played for it tonight.
Yeah, for me, I think that a lot of that was off of Alec. I think he played an excellent support role throughout the entirety of that Search and Destroy, not only clutching the 1v1s versus Kenny, but we saw it. Pred, he overextends a little bit. He gets that first blood. Bang, Alec's there for that trade. I think he played incredibly well in that map, too.
All right, you saw 6 first bloods going to Minnesota, but it's not enough. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from this game, too. And Nameless, walk me through what was going so well for Minnesota, because a 4-1 is a statement opening.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, their offensive push was very good. You saw early on, like, they would get pushed up through mid. Gio was finding picks. They were getting a ton of bloods. You know, that was the thing coming into it. We were like, that's what they struggled in particularly. Well, they found a ton of them early on, but it was great adjustments by Vegas in the second half of this. RC started to play it pushed up over towards A site right here is what you're seeing, and he was just finding picks, because what Minnesota does is they get pushed up, you know, near P1. They're trying to find information, and then somebody finds a window, gets through, and then they're just thunderous from there on out, right? So they just adjusted to it if you're the Vegas Falcons and downloaded them. And from there, like Minnesota just have no ice. Every 1v1 they lost, they had a 2v1 at the very end. The guy wins it from the default clutch spot, right? So, you know, you heard Clint and Joe talk about it. Those are kind of the things. Like, now we're in a situation where you might end up going game 5 here, where this could have just been a 3-0.
Allie, you look at that first respawn, and it was a brutal beatdown, 250 to 81. And after the first hard points, you were still on 22 points if you're a Falcons player. But now you're going into control. Do you play better in this game mode? We look at the numbers. They have been awful for both squads.
Yeah, no, when we were setting up this match, I already said, like, you know what, I think Minnesota probably does it in 4 here. They're looking forward to that vault game number 4. And on the side of Vegas Falcons, yeah, they might be able to steal a search and destroy, but this has been an awful game mode for them all season long in control and respawn in general. So I don't know if they have any hope here.
All right, it's time for this or that before we jump into game number 3. Shoot on trigger or shoot on bumper, Allie?
Trigger.
Bumper.
Definitely.
Bumper?
Bumper.
Why the bump?
It's just easier.
It's faster?
It just feels nicer. Yeah, I mean, I just feel like if you're a trigger player, like,
What?
just kind of bump.
Allie, they're called triggers for a reason. I'm with you on that one.
Methods
Allie,
plays
don't
with
leave
triggers.
it.
Insight plays with triggers. I think, does Envoy play with triggers? I think Envoy does too.
Oh, the guy who just won a major, he must suck.
I think he's
CW
the
Phase
best
or
trigger.
Vanguard Thieves. Ooh. I wasn't around for either of these. What do you like?
I'm gonna go CW Phase.
I'm gonna have to go CW phase. Clover phase was kind of undeniable.
Maven shaking his head. Like,
We had a
yes,
green
that
room
was the
theme song.
easiest answer possible. Okay.
Well, I mean, listen, Vanguard Thieves won
This or
back to
that?
back.
Semtex or frag grenade?
Frag.
It's got to be the Semtex.
Frag, easy.
Hard point's
As
more
any
fun than
players,
search.
What do you mean? No, it's not.
I'm gonna go frag.
Frag,
Frag?
100% up top duo.
Frag.
That's what I'm talking about.
If you use a frag, you're a true gamer.
You get 11 of them if you play Search and Destroy, right? Let's take a look here at Motor Mouth Info Comms or Slow Concise Comms. Toronto or Atlanta? I'll go Toronto on this one.
Slow, concise comms, absolutely.
The Merc comms?
100%.
Who put those into play in the early pro days for COD players? Because the Halo guys were pretty frantic.
I mean, everybody was pretty frantic back in the day. I will say teams that, you know, when me and Joe teamed, we kept it really slow, concise. If you're yelling, you're ruining the conversation. That is my theory. I know everybody doesn't share that, but it's
That's a
supposed to
fair
be
point.
a conversation.
I like a good dead every once in a while. I don't know if that counts as motor mouth.
Which is why I
You
am.
can be slow and concise and still get hype. You know?
I am mind blown. Sim thinks that phase comms.
Touch
They're
grass
the worst
or
comms in the league.
touch sand. Allie, I don't trust the bugs in either of these things, but I trust
Sand
grass
for
a little
sure.
bit more. You're
Wait,
sandy?
you trust grass more than sand?
Yeah, have you ever
There's
seen
no
sand
bugs in
fleas?
the
That shit is
sand.
terrifying. Get a
Where are
rake.
you going with
Hop on
sand
YouTube.
fleas?
Florida, you were just there. And on the other side, where are you going?
I'll go
Sand
touch
fleas?
grass.
I'm touching carpet. Screw those options. And that is it for
Concrete?
us. We're going back to our casters. Maven Merc, let's get into a game 3.
Yeah, I'll take like fake grass. Is fake grass an option?
Sure.
I don't know. I might have allergies or something. I did as a kid.
I'd probably go sand, dude. That means you're near the water, right? I'm chilling.
That's true.
We're relaxing.
There's some nice sand. There's some gross sand though.
Yeah.
Real
but
fine, like wonderful
same thing.
sand. There's sand that's like there's like
What are we
rocks,
talking
rocks
about
in
here?
it, like seaweed and stuff.
Okay.
I don't know, dude. There's sharks there too. They're close. They're not.
It's
like,
not in the
sand.
water. We're not going into the water.
I don't know. Some of the games I've played, there's been sand sharks.
That's in a game.
Is there proof that there's no real sand sharks? Joe? I don't know that I've seen enough proof. There could.
You could also watch
be
a grass
somewhere.
get bit by a snake.
Yeah, that's more sharks, dude. How do we always end up on sharks as we hop into this map? I don't really know, but the ocean terrifies me.
No,
The
you hate
sand-
spiders too. Just think about it.
Yeah, no, but the ocean scares me, and the sand is near the ocean, Joe.
You don't have to go into the ocean.
Yeah, but stuff could jump out of it. We don't know what's down there. We haven't been to the bottom. Oh, I feel like I've been at the bottom casting this series, though. Well, holy hell, there has been some bad Call of Duty.
Not great.
But it's going to improve here in the control. It's going to improve. Rocker trying to bounce back after letting the 4-1 lead slip away in the search and destroy. Early pressure on over towards A. A little bit different of a break off here from Falcons, and they'll capitalize. They don't have massive. That's a big gunfight win from Ken.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Because you would love to just get over towards B, right? Stop the clock, what we talk about on attacking rounds. But Ken buys enough time for Gio to get into a spot and then just win the gunfight. I think a bit of an overchild there for RCS. He could probably just play his life behind the fence. Instead, face that fight and just allow his Rocker to get in a position to defend B.
And once again, like you get the first two. It seems like you're maybe in a position, but Rocker swing back, and now Estriel's trying to get forward off of that and get what information he can, and he's going to get a good amount of it.
He just got all of the information.
And the stun missed, too. The stun missed, so he is just going to line it up for free, I think. Okay, Fred did turn. I was going to say, I thought with that stun check, they're like going to think they're good. No one's going to turn it. He was just going to collapse.
All right, 2 versus 3. You kind of talked about the numbers, and they finally win a fight. It looks like they can. Actually, that's a huge surprise. Because Estriel sees 3 cross the B. I mean, it was just RC's. Maybe they were worried about lurking, but he was near that B point. So Rocker not ready for it. And now the second tick already done. Well, 3 going to go down. Now you can transition this. Number 5 Aprisa. He's going to hop on the point. This might be it.
Rocker not going to have many chances to bring this back. First bit of progress is in. Fred, horrible timing there as he went for the check. He'll drop, and that'll be the first step maybe on the Rocker retake. They'll battle back in and maybe have another life at this. But a lot of damage already done by Falcons. You still have a minute 40 to work with. Exnid is still lurking on your front line. Let's see what he can find as the rest of the teammates are coming off a spawn. And you can see the pressure kind of rock side from Rocker, just trying to make them funnel out towards fences and well. But Exnid was able to get what? 1 on one side, Pred 1 on the other.
Yeah, but they know 2 are off spawn, so they're just going to get on the A point. Try to flood them out. That's going to be Kenny and Estriel. Just kind of hunting for them. But on the point, off the point, Kenny, but it's going to come down to Kenny. It's going to be all 3. That makes it all 4.
That's it.
And this is what we talked about with this Rocker team. You need to lock in. This has to be a match you win.
Yeah, they lose this one.
Down 40, what,
yeah,
potentially?
Potentially. I mean, well, they play Surge today, right? Or yeah, so maybe not, but this still, with your 5 games, this has got to be a W. It's got to be. Something tells me you're looking back at that Search and Destroy if they lose this one. Up 4-1.
I don't know if you're going to be looking at Surge because you would have to lose 2 more maps, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Well, just, yeah. I mean, if you go to a game 5, I don't know. I guess I would just be thinking we probably could have won that if we didn't throw away the 4-1 advantage. Nero's waking up still. Trying to get locked, as you said. These guys definitely just woke up.
You think so?
That sort of looks like, I don't know. It looks like half asleep, I swear. Oh, they gave up that first offensive round, so
maybe that dinosaur outside of Puckett's window is a lie.
What was he talking about?
No, there's a photo of it.
Puckett's wild, bro. He is wild. I'm trying to bring it back on offense. Some nice early pressure from Rocker.
Where'd he go?
Well, they're able to deal with Estriel, and they're going to have Extid kind of on the other side of it that's going to be flanking. And there's a lot of openings for people like Extid and Fred. Just got to find timings on a map like this. All right, Nero, I thought was going to come away with 1, but doesn't come away with anything, and everybody just gets slammed.
Yeah, it's just a frustrating one, right? I mean, Estriel slides on in trying to find Fred, but he's behind the desk. He's got a freebie on him. They have office control, but, well, that doesn't happen. He's going to get taken down, and you just have the numbers, and now you are stuck in your spawn. Again, Kenny, the only player out. He's at least on the objective to pause the clock, able to win a gunfight, but has to do it twice. Priest is going to back him down, but this does allow Nero to get pushed up.
Still got a chance in this. But Exnid, I mean, he pushed up pretty early, basically off a break, and he goes on 5 straight, just hunting around lobby and well. And he's been able to get 1 on like every single push, so it's been staggered the entire time for Rocker. Great offense into a great defense. This is not the series I expected after the map 1, I'll tell you that.
Told you, dude. Priest and RC's masterclass. We got RC's a masterclass there in that game number 2. He's 10-4. You are just stuck in your spawn. You don't have a tick. You are down 11 lives.
No, this looks so good. The Falcons, we talked about their hard point when they first. They're a 2-3-5 team, Joe. They're a 2-3-5 team. Holy hell. Lose by, what, 170 or whatever it was in that map 1. But since then.
Well, this is what I was worried about. Like, we've seen this from Rocker, but I just thought after the map 1, like.
Yeah, like you're not coming out flat if you won 250 to 80.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it they won by so much in map 1? They're like, oh, these guys are toast. They're done. I don't know.
They aren't. They're about to be toast.
Yeah, feeling that way. Triple positive is Arcides. He's fired up after the clutches in Search and Destroy, and he started to dominate since. Falcons looking for what? Just their 2nd win. And they're getting close to it. It's going to require a reverse sweep, well, in the control now for Rocker. They'll have to win 3 straight, but they haven't looked good on offense or defense. Falcons have been lights out. They had a pretty solid break last time. and never really got pinned in after that. It was kind of just mid-hole and the early A pressure. It looks like they're doing the same thing. Similar break. Let's see if Rocker can adjust to deal with it.
Alex just winning all of his ones. He's started that search, still doing it here. Joe 2 for 2 in the middle of the map.
He is twisted.
Priest tries to find a timing. Well, he tries to get out of his spawn. On the other side is Pred just lurching again off his side. But Ice is trying to help his teammates get out.
Well, he seems to be doing just that. Pred doing the same thing. It's just him and XD kind of doing laps, finding kills.
He's already on the point, right? I mean, you just have to.
Yeah, the minimap looks absurd there for a second. Yeah, Pred at some point is going to hop on this. Just pause it and try to shift some focus towards him. He's going to, well, he waited for his teammates to get here. Now he's going to push out, find a kill. Let's see if they can deal with the rest of the flood coming forward. Now everybody's here now from Rocker. Kenny be the last guy up. Nice damage in, but Priest is there with the help. It looks like this is going to work out.
I can't believe that worked. But
no, I hear you. It just seems so slow.
He's on a 5 spree. He's on a 5. But yeah, you're right. His teammates get to him. They make the plays happen. He continues to play his life. The B point, second hit coming on through. Rocker going to go for this one last time.
It's one of those things like if his teammates didn't get the kills. Like,
well, and Rocker got to be careful here. They go for this. This fails. And you have that transition over to A. Again, open. That's going to be 3 dead. That's going to be 4. Uh-oh.
Yep. Same thing about to happen here. B about to be done. Xdid locking down top office. Nice little pre-fire there to finish off 1 at least. Nobody on A for now, but I feel like this might just go the same way. Ooh, I thought Priest had a second one.
Well, you're just doing the phase, right? You're just pulling out extra subs. And Nero just hits an insane dive, Chow.
That looked absurd. 12v13 in the lives department. We'll see where the opening comes from Falcons to try and get onto this. Pred just holding, lurking on forward. Big double there from Geo. Making a triple for Geo. Gives them the live edge. Everyone now coming off a spawn outside of Arcides. And look at, they're going hunting. They all push forward in towards lobby and secret.
Yeah, Arcides is through though, so that is the one player maybe to look at it on the minimap. He's taking a very long route though, and his teammates are dying. Xdid is able to find one, but they're just gonna leave them out. Just try to deal with the 2 off spawn.
Yeah, and RC is gonna do the opposite. Like he's gonna try and deal with Nero on the other side of it. He's able to do that. Oh, if it's not for Estro's double there, I think it gets pretty darn interesting if he gets traded more quickly. Arcees did win his one-on-one, so he's gonna have the ability to stop the clock. Goes forward and gets 1 more kill, but no respawns are gonna be remaining.
It's a massive one. I think Ice's got to slow down there. Maybe wait for a teammate.
Yeah, this is the final push.
Yeah, 6 versus 3. Still had time to group up. There's still time, but they got to deal with Kenny. There's the first. 3-on-3 on the map for now. Not going to happen. Every trade getting the other way. A Rocker as Geo starts to heat up.
Oh, they barely walk away with that one. As Vegas does it comfortably through the first couple. We'll see if they can close it out in their next defense. Because Rocker had nothing going offensively. Nice little triple here from Geo. Let's see if Geo and the boys can do it. Round by round, try to bring it back. Well, I saw what just happened to them in the search and destroy. Can they do it now in the control? This offense is going to be everything.
Yeah, I think maybe you're starting to see a little bit more sense of urgency on the faces of Rock. A little bit more comms in between rounds.
There's got to be.
Yeah, I mean, I know.
There's got to be.
I hear
you. Coaches could slap him on the face and be like, urgency now.
I don't. Maybe when you were young that was allowed, but it's not allowed anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, opening break not going well at all. Estriel last up. It's just him and his buddy Trophy.
It's a good friend. It's a good friend.
Oh, they're not friends anymore. He's dead.
They're always there for you.
That's true. Until they're not. Nero, big 2 to just get you out and make sure you don't get pinned in for a long time. Where like Xdid was, he got this spot last time and ended up going like 5 straight, just finding picks, cutting them down. I think that I did not think he was getting that kill. Estriel, I thought had the freebie there, but great shots.
And well, I mean, it turns into numbers. So the fact that nobody clears secret from Rocker, they're just not ready for him to be there. I feel like times just have to be off. You have to know Exnid's alive. Well, in his position.
And he did it to you like all of last defense, or last offense.
But again, I think Rocker, they're happy they're getting on a spawn for now.
Can they actually touch an objective?
For a moment.
Hey, there's progress. We got a tick.
Not enough, though.
No, 30 seconds to go. Got to win this round, or the map is done. Exnid still cutting him down. Can't get away with his life, though. This is your opportunity for the minute extension. You've got 2 bodies forward. Nero, though, trying to resupply the reinforcement here. He's going to get cut down mid-map by Pred. Geo will drop. It's all going to be on Kenny. He gets double swung on, takes down 1, but it's just staggered. And it is not looking good.
Yeah, Astro's got to find a kill or 2 here to allow somebody at least get on towards A to pause the clock. Well, it's just going to be him. He's going to get on it. See where all of Falcons are. They're going to be rotating over from B. Able to spot Pred down low, so just playing his life.
Trying to.
Yeah, I mean, all the SMGs are finding kills, so it's all down to Geo. And Falcons, they're going to be up 2-1.
All right. Okay. Well, here we go. Rocker, I thought, came out with authority. At map 1, they're fired up. They dominated, but since then, it's all Falcons, and now you got Pred next to Roar, and they're close to getting their 2nd win here. And yeah, I mean, their year does not matter. It doesn't, but they got a chance to play spoiler here for the dreams and hopes of Rocker maybe making a run towards champs, and they're doing just that. And with the year they've had, they'll take any win. And it's not looking good on the Rocker side. I mean, dude, I'm just thinking about how I felt when they won map 1 and we're up 4-1 the search to how I feel now. It's like, what the hell just happened, Mike? What the hell just happened?
Yeah, Pred's still on optics. I mean, I might not be on the team anymore, but I'll still get one for you.
Yeah, I mean, that might be the case. They need 1 more. We'll see if they can close out. What's the next hard point? Vault?
Vault.
What are your thoughts on Vault?
I mean, for a long time, that was one that the old Falcons roster went to, right?
Yeah.
They're 1-9 on the year, 1-2 last stage. So it's not like one of their better maps where for Rocker 6-2 on the year, it's one always got veto versus them, but with Kenny, it was 0-1. So it kind of up in the air.
Yeah. We'll see how it plays out. It feels like momentum, definitely. 2 Falcons right now.
But you are wrong. I mean, Looney's got to be in there like, yo.
Dude, they were up 4-1 in the search, and I'm like, oh, we got ourselves a 3-0. Like, Lord God, Falcons stink. And
so
then,
if this was my team, I would be roaring.
Yeah, no, 100%. I can't get over how different it feels now versus 20 minutes ago. But that's Call of Duty sometimes. Back-to-back maps for this Vegas team. And, like, where I feel like, listen, Red Card wasn't like that impressive in the sense it was a nice comeback, but there were some 1v1 clutches. There were a lot of crazy rounds. They almost threw away a lot. Like it was like an ugly map win. This wasn't. Like this was like as dominant almost as like the hard point was out of Rocker. Like they just smashed them here.
Yeah, you could just see like the teamwork was off. I mean, your players individually, especially Estriel and Nero, just having some of those inconsistent maps we've seen from them at times.
Yeah, this is a map.
This has been the problem.
A Hacienda. Like, your comps have got to be on point. There are so many layers and lanes within this. And for players like Exnid, Pred, how they like to play the game, they're going to pick you apart and find openings if your comps are not pristine. And they clearly weren't. They clearly were not. Just checking out some of the highlights before we hopefully quickly get into this map 4. See if Rocker can slow the momentum or Falcons just close this thing out. Maybe this storyline we're hyping for champs isn't going to be much of a story.
Yeah, it might be focused on Cloud9.
Yeah, maybe. I hope we have one. And most just as like a commentator, as a fan, like I just want to have
storyline,
some kind of storyline with regards to that top 8. But we'll see if that'll be the case. Rocker, the best chance to make it an argument, but I'm still bewildered by what I've seen these last couple of maps.
Not a clue.
No.
But I just, give props to Falcon. I mean, they continue to fight, man. It's not easy to be in a position like this.
Yeah.
1 win on the year. You just got 250 to 80 in map 1, and they're still just fighting.
Well, yeah, we'll see if they can keep fighting. Momentum big time on their side, but this is stats from map 1 of the series for a couple of the Rocker boys.
Well, yeah, I mean, and after these two, it's been the opposite. Like, they need to get locked back in.
Yeah, I don't know. Felt too comfortable after that map 1 winner.
I think so.
Yeah, which I don't know how you feel that way though. At this time of year, when the position you are in, but holy hell, they gotta get some fire. Seems to be death in the eyes right now for everybody. It doesn't look good. Like the body language and energy, it doesn't look
I
good.
think they're probably just listening to Dan. Or
oh, might be.
Yeah, but you aren't wrong.
I mean, I'm sure they're frustrated after how these have gone.
But I'd be yelling.
Yeah, 100%. Because you can't slap them, as you said. Which I didn't know was a thing. I'm telling you, Nero's just like stretching like he just woke up, dude. I'm telling you, these guys rolled out of bed and played. I'm probably wrong, but it seems that way. Come on, guys.
Well, I'd hope not.
Give me some storylines, for God's sake.
Yeah, you can see here. So it's been a while in between their vault hard points. Saw it a lot in like stage 1 and stage 2. Not much since then.
Rocker, you get this to push to the map 5, rewind, search, and destroy. See if they can get there, because this is the hard point pick for Falcons, yeah? Well, yeah. See if they can win it and close it out. Extend's been making plays these last couple of maps. Break off, beautiful there from Falcon.
And this one, I mean, you just see them roar, they're yelling. Like, you didn't see this at all. Map 1, Extended was, you know, negative 4-1, they were down. It just felt, yeah, it was kind of the opposite in the TAMs that we were looking at.
Yeah.
Body language and
that's what we talk about momentum.
That was fun.
The energy's just shifted. It's definitely a team in the Falcons you can't let kind of get roaring like this, and they certainly are now. But it's Priest to change together a few. Arceus is yet to drop, and he's looking for a timing and an opening. I think he gets the worst of it, unfortunately.
Let's say someone's gonna pick that up, right? They stunned him. But near the middle of the map, a big one-on-one going down, and well, Astro's gonna win on the other side. So you're gonna have spawns for P2. Kenny's gonna deal with players off spawn. Great shots with the AR and the reach out, put some damage in, but allows his teammates to get in a comfortable position here at this second.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, those two kills are just breathing room for the opening 10 seconds, where you can get to your headies, like you're seeing right now from Geo. This is not a fun fight for either of them. He's got both weapons to use as well. And all time to Rocker here early. Estriel's still gonna be inside. He's gonna be the only person now. This is a big push and break. Great stuff there from Falcons. I mean, Kenny's double is the reason that probably doesn't happen until about 25 seconds in. But you get a big break. You have one opportunity, really.
Arcee goes on a long route. He does on a long route through pillars. He's able to find that first pick, and then it's just go time. It's go time. They just ignore the back, fly through the front. But as soon as we're gassing up Falcons in the break, Rocker responds.
It can get messy here after the first break. It's just chaotic. They clean up the chaos, though, with that 4 down. Beautifully done. They're trying to push out quickly and influence spawns to give him the back. They're able to get 2 of them. Quick little push out. Big split now for Rocker. And it's red. You can see by Priesta. They win it on one side at least. We'll see how these next couple of gunfights go down, but 10 points between them for now.
Yeah, I feel like maybe that's when you have to take a chance if you're Falcons and push the players P3 and P4. Just try to get out. If you know there's split spawn in there, you try to dive on through.
Yeah, Heroes hits his head on a pot or a vase and then can't make the play. His momentum just stopped his shot roll.
Now he's got the CTE, dude.
I'm dying. Just straight into that vase. Who knows how much that thing is worth. Well, so far you're doing what you want to if you're Rocker. Keeping them out of the point, get whatever time you can here and holding rotation. Pred, maybe the guy's trying to find an opening on the other side. Watching that'll be Estriel, so just keep an eye on the minimap to see how that goes. And, well, Estriel's going to be able to deal with it. So we see that fight, we'll hop right back over to the P3.
Very similar to map 1, just all the rotations being won by Rocker. Early lead over towards Rocker. And while Nero continues to find kills, that is going to, again, just give you some breathing room on this setup. And not like you need it on a P4.
Oh, they get all this time. You're feeling real good about their chances. P4 has been everything. Oh, 4 vault. As Kenny drops, Nero there to follow him up. You got the AR crossfire setup you want. Is Geo still posting up inside of Art. And they're just funneling Falcons into the blender. This has been lights out so far. I mean, you had a pretty good start to P2 until you got broken, but a little easier to break on the P2. You get your ideal setup here. We've seen just about any team be able to hold. Priesta, though, finds an opening through. I didn't see it. Did he just catch it in the same timing?
I wasn't looking either.
Wait, I didn't notice it until he was like behind enemy lines. What the hell?
He must have just found an opening, maybe like bottom art.
Yeah.
Flanked all the way through. Kenny's still here, though. Kenny's still here. You get majority of the time.
Yeah, no, it's not the end of the world, but I just wanted, I didn't see how he had it.
Yeah, I was looking at the scoreboard, so.
Oh, I'm with you. Things happen quickly. By the time I noticed, I was like, how the hell? But you're up 60. Now we go into the second set. I'm sure you're thinking, like, I mean, if you're Rocker, you just clean up a couple of moments there, and this is another blowout, like the map
So
one.
we need 200-point clubs and somehow end up at a game 5.
Yeah, no, that might be the case. Nothing like Rocker and map 5s, huh? But I don't know, I wouldn't count Falcons out yet on a map like this, bro. They just get roaring. Pred takes his shirt off and he's dancing and stuff and screaming. Next thing you know, he goes on a 20 streak and they win the map. It's possible, Joe.
Is it?
Could be. Could be. He's a maniac.
You might be right.
There's 15 seconds remaining here. And, I mean, for the most part, Rocker did a really good job on, 1, holding the spawns for 2, on 3, holding the spawns for 4. They put themselves in positions for success. It's just been, can Falcons get a break? They did it pretty well in the P2, despite not having really early pushes on it. This time, they're going to have much more opportunity.
Yeah, but the player on the hill dies. Then it's RC's finding that first pick that it's so important at this P2. Sending back-to-back P2s now. So great stuff from him to at least just give you an opening. Keep you alive in this game, I suppose?
Yeah, no, 100%. It's like, I mean, you're not getting blown out yet. It's not close, but still a chance. Certainly a chance. Just the 3 and 4 have got to be improved. But there's still 30 seconds remaining on second. That's another triple from Gio. He's 19 and 9. Gio bailing him out. Gio putting him down. His streak continues. Priest wants to pick it up. Well, good luck with that one. The reads in from Gio. Beautiful little sequence there from him, and that helps his team maybe get most of the chunk of these final 30 seconds. Falcons want to send bodies at this again, and they get cut down. And this is a worst case scenario for Falcons.
Yeah, you're going to flip. You get a Nero push out that Gio, when he spawns up, he's already there. So Gio's just going to be hanging out top art for the next couple of minutes.
That's just, don't hit that again. I mean,
yeah.
Even if you win it, like, it's still not going to be what you want.
It's not what you want at all. Well, Teddy's locked down the middle of the map. Great shots onto Pred. Looked at pristine. Here is Rocker on hardpoint.
Another 100-point advantage. Yeah, maybe another 100-point club. I mean, that's going to be the case if they hold 3 to 4 again. And Kenny, a couple times, has been a good job, like, before that first P2, kind of being that aggressive cutoff to give breathing room to his team, sort of doing that right now. He's going to get dropped, though, and that's the chance then to push forward. He was sort of the point man. Now, do you have the numbers to deal with number 6? Because he exited that tries to get through the cross. I think he got spotted. He did.
Yeah,
so
everybody spawned up and just looked at it.
Yeah,
he's trying to take a long route through Cat, and the kills end up actually kind of hurting him because he's taking that route. They spawn up. They're going to look right. They find him. Maybe some forward pressure. Nero's going to spawn out. So here Falcons go.
Nero did pop and get a kill instantly. Crazy kill from Priest.
Oh, there we go. There.
All right, okay.
Good spot.
This is what they had to do to have a chance. Rocker win that rotation, the map is more than likely done. Now you can get a full 60, and you're not exactly right back in it, but you've got a chance. Your winning condition is certainly improved. Pred getting vision on just about everybody. He's got cars helping him. The gunny's hitting, all 4 dead for Rocker, and this is looking like a full 60.
Yeah, well, he's going to push all the way up. He's going to flood them through that right side. Give the times to the teammates. He's going to have to pick this up and help the crossfire eventually. But while he's doing that, all of Rocker just going through the back.
He's tracked back now. At least his teammates were able to hold on. So okay, so they'll deal with it. Yeah, no, I thought the same as you. I thought they were going to lose opening gunfight and just get swarmed, and Fred's over holding P3. But they deal with it. Now we get into our third set. They got that full 60. They got it within 60.
Did you just spawn here? Sure did.
Oh, that'll be a freebie. Nice shots, though. Nice shots. 6 HP remaining. That was crisp. Falcons trying to make the run to close this one out.
Gio continues to go off. He's 27 and 14, but really it's the entire roster. Yeah, I think Rocket, they're just thinking, let's just continue to play our hard point, get us to that game 5. Falcons are trying to do what they can behind this man.
Ah, they all gonna line up. Bro, he is hitting right now. 26 and 22. Still chipping away at this lead. It's 60 still. They haven't been able to come that point of it. But can they go P1 to P2? Spawn out now for Rocker. 2 of them are out. 2 of them are holding. RC's again gets an early kill to set them up.
Yeah, what can Gio find? Gio has been the final boss here for Rocker. Fred, though, he's going to respond. See the split spawn on the mini-map, and this might lead to a break. It's just down to the ARs.
They do it inside. Down to one player. Teammates coming off spawn. Back pool should be able to help. But you've got numbers here for sure. Yeah, that's a deep spawn out now for Priesta. So with 40 seconds remaining here, this should be a break-in for Rocker, and it is. They'll deal with the 3 and the 4 versus 3 beautifully. Priesta had no chance to really help. Now, Priesta just kind of waiting on his teammates. Waits perfectly, let Arcades get a pick. He's done so well, and they'll be able to battle back into this because still a good chunk of time. We have to fight for this. Fact is, Falcons have got to fight for everything. Geo gets hit by what felt like 4 grenades and then eventually gunfire.
So what is Spawn's gonna do? But because you went it through the front, Falcons, they have the spawns 4 P3 and P4, so not
possible.
Not
possible.
done yet. Just need to hold this setup.
It's just gonna be tough because
someone's through. Oh, Estriel got the kill. Estriel's through. He's gonna spawn them there.
And that might be it. That might be the winning moment. We'll see. I mean, still chances here for Falcons to fight back, but they needed to kind of be close to perfect on 3 to 4, and things fall apart early. Exit's on 5 straight before he drops. But you'd love to be battling this from the other side and just trying to keep them out of the point. At least you're getting some time. I mean, if you get flipped out, get whatever the hell you can here. As I think Priesta took a nade to the forehead.
And just the aggression from Jenny. He's up to 30 now. Continues to be that one guy just taking the fight to them, making sure his teammates are safe on the other side of the map. But the problem is, oh man, that could have gone very bad. Should have gone very bad.
I thought Exit had 2 freebies. It's like,
yeah, I think he would have flipped spawns too. Last time it was an early break here at this B4.
A similar situation. Like, you just didn't get to your setup yet if you were a Rocker, and they kind of picked them apart. They're not going to be in their setup again. No one can even get across to the point. Geo's going to get gunned. Arcades has been the entry AR. And here we go. Falcons are in. Last time able to hold it for the full 60. Can they do it again? 2 are going to be dead. Your chance now for Rocker to get these spawns maybe out deeper, but they're both going to spawn safe.
And you have a great forward pressure. You're finding the kills. Clutching up his Rocker. They had to deal with the players on the hill. It's just Exit up top.
Really well done, and they can win it here. Falcons have turned this into a fight.
Priest is going on a flank. Just may not matter. Yeah.
He does get 1 before he drops, but yeah, still numbers here for Rocker in a big way. 5 to go for the win, and we're going all the way to a map 5. Last chance for Falcons to break. Estriel trying to make sure they can't get in, and he will hold. It's a Rocker match, and that means we're going map 5, because that's all this goddamn team knows how to do. Probably should have won it 3-1. Dude, like the craziest stat I saw, it's I guess not that crazy, but when I looked at the overall leaderboards, it was about them and Optic, and like Optic had whatever 3 more wins, and it's I think it was like 1 more map win for Rocker or something like that. Or it was a tie. It's gone to so many map 5s, bro. It's unbelievable. We have a team like that every year. We have a couple like that.
I feel like Rocker's always one of them.
Rocker's always one of them. There's a Breach had 1 million last year. Now, there's always several, like kind of your middle of the pack to bad teams, and that'll be the case. But here we go. This is an incredibly, incredibly important map 5 for one of these teams. For Rocker, it is huge in their battle to try and get top 8 and get the champs. For Falcons, again, they're just trying to play spoiler here, and well, they're trying to win.
They're trying to have some fun.
Trying to have some fun. Yeah, I don't know. What do you do? Like, I get how like
still some cash up.
I get how like Pred will feel. Like Pred's just looking towards the future. It's been a crazy year for him, obviously, but for players like Priesta and Arcades, like your vets have been around a long time. That's all you can really do is try to win and hope you've got a spot on this team.
Show your worth, yeah.
Yeah. It's just got to be tough when you just have not much you can look forward to other than hoping. I mean, your only thing is maybe you could just make a run at Major 4 and win some cash. Yeah,
some cash.
Yeah. No, you're right. Really, your big chance to do it, but this is how it broke down. A big comeback, or almost a big comeback, because you had the lead in the map 1. I think they were up like 140. I think at one point, somewhere in that ballpark. Here, you went up just over 100.
Close.
Yeah, no, it ends up being a close one. There were a couple big clutch-up moments for Rocker, which they definitely didn't in the search and destroy the map too. But the fact is, we're going the whole way to map 5. It's an important one. Each team only has 5 matches here. Rocker trail Optic by 30 CDL points. You get 10 points per CDL win. They've got to make that comeback over these 5 matches. And the major, this map 5 is the start of it. We'll be back after the break.
Esports World Cup is an official partner of the Call of Duty League.
Upgrade your game with the Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League.
The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL.
They're too weak. One more. Weak. Get killed. Back out. There's two. You can refill your secret in a second. She's one more back door. I know your secret. Secret. Back door. One shot. Holy Eric. Last one. Nice, Eric. Good story, man.
You can't kill me. What the frick?
What the I have a streak.
Creo además que P-Cool tiene unas palabras especiales que dedicar. ¿Qué les quieres decir a la audiencia en el día de hoy?
I just want to say I lived 2 great years in the league. I love all of you, even the Greenwall fans, you know. Love all of you. We make COD so much special. It's so nice to have it aquí en España. Vamos a todos, hola a las familias. Vamos Heretics!
30 seconds. You see him? Got it, one bullet. Got both of them. God, he did one bullet. I just shot the ball. Good try. I didn't know it looked like that, bro. Bro, I saw the guy on the left and I just tweaked.
Vickle now. Last one up.
He's got a trophy though, right? He threw a trophy out.
Might do it.
He threw a trophy out.
Might do it.
I think this might be too slow.
He's still there.
He got it. Oh, he does get it. Yeah, it was too slow. He gets it. He just hops it right away. Nobody checks the bomb.
There's this. I'm on top. He's got to be backside. Dead. Maybe backside side. I'm trying side. Nice. Come on. Get up. Hey, we got the orange challenge, bro. Go. Let's go. Holy shit. Oh, he's got a clutch up there. Boys.
Oh.
My fault.
The 2025 Vegas Falcons team pack is available now. Each pack includes home and away operators, as well as this spray to let them know who was here. It was a Falcon. Next time you boot up, suit up at the in-game shop.
Here we go. It is a crucial map 5 ready to go here shortly. Let's get into it. Let's go. Map 5. Battleground.
Rewind.
Okay.
Going to Rewind, which was a very good map for Rocker last stage, but before that, again, just updating you on the standings. This is why this is a big deal. If Rocker win this, they're within 20 of Optic. Optic plays Surge later today. Never know what's going to happen there.
Yeah. No, I mean, that should be a Surge win, but who the hell knows, dude? Who the hell knows?
Yeah, they're back in Vancouver. We're online. You never know.
Sometimes, yeah, no, it's just we've had a lot of 3-0s at LAN, and online's been a lot of game 5s. Well, outside the one qualifier, that was like 3-0 Central. How the Rewind has looked, definitely more reps for Rocker.
Yeah, I mean, it's been their go-to.
Yep. Nero's had some insane moments. But really, I mean, you should have won the map too. It's just, now you get to your search. You weren't good in the ice or good in the clutch moments in that map too. It's got to be better here. Because, I mean, listen, this has not been the prettiest series, but 10 points is 10 points. You got to get them. Like, even if they win, I'm worried. But
yeah, 100%. 100%.
Some positives in the hard point, but oof.
It's aggression from Vegas. Look at this setup. There's nobody B. It's a 3-man setup, but it might just get picked apart. Everybody's shooting. First blood for Kenny.
Estro can't get out, though. He's going to get dropped. So it's another first blood for Rocker. Remember, they won the first blood battle 6-4 in the map 2.
They don't. What is the timing like? Yeah, they're going to catch them out. And Ken's like, I got first blood. I thought I was doing a lot of work over here. And my teammates got smoked.
Might be a 3v4 clutch for Falcons to kick this one off. It's looking that way unless Big Ken can 1 versus 3. Not able to do it.
Arcee's.
Of course it is.
Yeah, dude, he's just ready for it.
Yeah, no, that particular matchup, I'd like to know a stat in the Search and Destroys. It might be like 7-0 Alec or something.
It is.
Which is crazy because like Ken had a pretty solid map too.
But that's the reaction you need from Falcons, right? You lose a player street side, so you go gens. I feel like Rocker, like that's the typical sort of defensive strategy.
Well, Astro's just got to get out with his life.
Yep.
And Nero was just sort of running in circles. I mean, they were wrapping outer on him. He was fighting it. It just, yeah. That's got to be a frustrating one. But we'll keep an eye on how many first bloods you have and how many rounds you lose. If it's still a theme from that map, too. Falcons go up. Exton gets 2 in the round. Swap over and watch him off this break. Stun is kind of hopping for info.
It's a base stun from Rocker. At least they have the info. This is all bait. You see the positions. You kind of have them trapped around the B side, but you're going to have to win the gunfights now.
Well, Pred's holding one side of this. He is just lurking. It'll be Geo that has to deal with him. As soon as Geo shoots, Pred's going to prop, but yeah, he had the car there to work with for cover, but then suddenly 2 drop, but no. Rocker bring it back.
Kenny Arsenis, it's a big deal.
That is a fast one once the gunfights start. No, that might be a big deal for him. Because have you ever had that, though, where like, players just had your number to match? And
I'm not sure.
Does it get in your head? Like, you're just like, I cannot win a gunfight versus this guy.
I mean, you probably see it more often in, like, the search, right? Like, you're just, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I can't win a gunfight against
him again.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, the fact Geo backslides there, just Pred, he's in his credit spot.
Yeah.
He's hoping to find a freebie.
Oh, I thought he had one when he popped, but no, good finesse there from Geo, and he had help. Geo vocal in the break as they chat through this next round. What? They get both the first bloods. This time it's Pred, though. Pred's going to take out Kenny right away. They send it aggressively again, but maybe it doesn't matter who gets first blood, but it's the Rocker offense. Apparently it doesn't. Now RC is by himself. I wouldn't count him out with the way he's been shooting, but they've got everybody in front of him. But yeah, first blood loses you the round, apparently.
Well, it's just sort of this Rocker death ball. Again, you had this a similar setup. This time you got aggressive through DVD. You're able to catch Kenny. But the other 3 fly through gens. Falcons, they've played nobody over towards the B side these last couple of defenses. You're thinking maybe it'll work out. Instead, they're just, they lost all the early gunfights.
Yeah, Ken's like, should I just not get first blood?
Yeah.
Like, are you guys better off if I'm dead? Last time I got involved, and I got nothing. Falcons last time took quick space on B. Dealt with the 40 stuns. It felt like hit. All the utility over the top. They dealt with that, got the plant in, then things fell apart.
This is a counter.
Oh, yeah, we're going. It's hot and heavy, and Exton, that's where he is thriving. Oh, it is 2-2. I thought it was 3 that died. It was a team kill. You're right. Geo can't win it. These rounds have been absurd.
Yeah. Alec loves these last kills in the round.
Yeah.
He's shooting well. He's shooting well in these. But yeah, I mean, that was the correct call out of Rocker, but sometimes that doesn't matter. 2 through DVD, 2 through gen side. You had him trapped in, but it gets messy.
Yeah, I didn't notice the team kill first. I thought they just went 3 for 1. I'm like, damn, they just slammed him. Ultimately, though, they did. Alex like, bro, as long as I'm last alive, we're good. And if it's Kenny, I'm slamming him.
Slamming him.
All right, so remember, first blood loses the round here.
Okay.
It's only been 2 times, but that's the rule now.
Well, this is the first time you're going to try to get aggressive. And
okay, so Rocker's
that's just an easy read for Ken.
Yeah, easy read, but now they're going to lose a round. No, that's Alec. Get out of that fight. Let's get out of that fight. Let's leave RC's to do his thing. Oh, there he goes. Never mind. He's got him.
Doesn't matter, though, if he wins gunfights out here.
I don't know.
There's no way, right?
I swear to God. I swear to God. I'll put my head straight through a camera.
It's like, can we put a bomb set on the street?
Yeah.
Oh, are you serious?
I don't want to watch anymore. I'm not going to cast. I'm not watching anymore. No.
At least there's a bomb there.
Kenny now working on the ace. Oh, sweet child of mine. Kenny gets the ace. Oh, my God.
Why? It should not be as difficult.
Why does Rocker just want to make me perspire and sweat like I'm Chris Puckett, bro? I might need a different T-shirt. What is going on in that one? Incredible round from Kenny. He gets the first blood. He kills his arch nemesis in Arcades. He has to get the final 2 because everybody else drops. Dude, okay. That round was something. I thought he got caught before he got to the bomb by Priesta.
Well, at least he's leading by example, you know?
Yeah, oh, sure.
There's that.
Okay, but dude, their offense has been hysterical. All right, 7-3 for Kenny off the ace. It's like, I feel like I should have been just rejoicing he's an incredible ace, but it was so stressful. It was such an absurd situation it ended up being. Oh my God.
Well, this is a different look. I mean, Rocker have been, they showed a lot of different looks on defense. Here's another one, forcing them again to go B.
And still just set up deep towards Burger, so he's not really involved for now. Just making sure nobody's kind of pushing through. Plant going down now.
Should come down to Priesta. Mine.
Car out.
Car called in for Ken. Problem is that you're just not going to be involved. Say for about 10 seconds.
They just try to go off the car, take space. They get the space, not going to win the fights. They're not going to at all. Everyone Falcons just tucks away. It's all going to be on Geo now. If he can pull off an ace, he's got eyes on just about everybody, but they'll swing out wide. They'll shut it down. Beautiful job by Falcons after the post plant.
Yeah, that's a great post plant because really what you're doing here inside of Gen's just sort of waiting for the push to build up outer, and then you're going from inside DVD. Behind Priesta, whoever else was with him. And yeah, you just flank that sort of retake setup.
Yeah, I mean, Exit has been dominating just kind of middle of the map in these skirmishes. He's 9-3.
And he's got a strat. He's like, listen to me.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm doing.
He's feeling it right now. He's reading the map. He's finding big kills. I mean, imagine he won that one-on-one. All right, well, we'll get bomb eventually. Okay, Astro will track back and get bomb.
Oh,
Pred, though, once again, just gets aggressive and catches 2, and then he's out. He did that, what, like 2 rounds ago? Just got in, found the first blood, got out. Nice win from Nero. Maybe gives you a chance in this. They're going to collapse on him instantly. I thought he could have just kind of held there with his gun up, but he just started running around. Just felt when he felt the heat. Pressure was going to be coming. Maybe he helps he catches a slider or timing or something.
Yeah, you think you were trying to get to your teammate, though.
Yeah.
But now Estro left in a 1 versus 3, and again, just starts with Pred. He's just running through DVD and fighting hole, so.
Yeah, maybe that accident, that was the call. Like, Pred hit that.
Well, he did it. That's when they got Kenny the first blood on Kenny.
Yep.
But they ended up losing that round, but it's the same thing.
Yeah, I couldn't remember how many rounds ago it was. That's what I was referring to, yeah. Falcons, couple of rounds away from their second map win.
Match win.
Match win, sorry, match win. That's my bad. There was a time where map win would be
Third match win?
Oh, it was third? Sorry. I'm lying.
Oh.
I was thinking
second match win, okay.
It's so low, I don't know. Pred on 3 straight. Ripped apart the last round. Rocker feeling the heat. Pred next to it, taking over. He'll hit the nade. No follow-up for now. They've been working B pretty consistently, so a little bit of switch up here from Rocker defensively.
That's a tight setup. You can work both bomb sites if you are Rocker. Well, they're going to go. Maybe just try to catch them on the bomb, and yeah, Kenny's going to get caught again.
Feels like Kenny's ever been blooded or gotten the first blood basically every round. I'm exaggerating, but there's been a bunch. 3 versus 3 now. What can Nero come down to this? He needs something. He's got to get one. Able to do that, should be traded out or not. No, teammate gets there to help, so as they're dancing, Nero actually gets a second. I thought he lost him and lost aim assist a little bit, but he kind of hopped back in the truck, and I thought that was going to go terribly. On out, Ken's like, all right, I bailed you guys out in 1. Thanks for the bailout here. As he gets blooded, and they'll take it.
Yeah, it's a
I guess they've done that a couple times.
Second 3 versus 4. So we talked about the mistakes from Rocker, but now some mistakes showing for Falcons.
Yeah, so their win rate when Kenny dies first is pretty good.
Pretty good.
4-4. It's Pred's
Poor Rocker fans, dude.
Oh, yeah. They
going through it.
I swear, ever since CDL started, just have them stressing. Extend into double digits. Geo wants to go.
Got spot bread? Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't know if he did. Maybe it doesn't matter. Extend now on 11. Can he be part of the clutch in the round? Oh my God, why are we taking that fight? You have the bomb planted and do not have to.
Well, and then Geo, he's going to show his position. So he was flanking. This could be on Ken to check the bomb. So he's going to deal with Priest. At least Ken, the insurance, 25 seconds.
All right, they're trying to give me a heart attack. They're trying. Exit snapping, but holy, they get away with one.
What
there.
was that Estriel?
I don't know, man. I don't know. They're trying. I said I wanted to die on camera one day. They want it to be today. Jeez. Woo. Kid now up to 9 and 6. I think that's what he ended the map 2 on. Had some solid search and destroy. They're now on match point. This has been a wild map 5. I mean,
we didn't think we were gonna have this.
Whew. Xnid. 12 and 6. Yeah, I mean some of the kills.
Oh man, they might run right into. Oh yeah, I thought they were just gonna keep going. Slowing it down though. Yeah, last time Rocker they played this tight setup. The only difference is Ken is out towards dumpster. Yeah, with this setup, you could play either bomb set if you're a Rocker.
Here we go. Rocker hold for the map and they get their 10 points. For the Falcons, push us to the round 11. Narrow spot for some info. Bomb plant should get started here in a moment. What utility have
they just don't have mid-street, so that's what they're worried about. If someone challenges through mid-street, they might be able to get that player on the bomb. RC's looking over now 4 versus 4. Ken just making sure there's nobody lurking Burger side.
Nice wall paint there. That is filthy from Estriel. That is filth, but still, maybe in trouble. Extend. Been to hero times for Falcons. Can he do it again? Just slams Nero. Continues to win that short haul fight. 2 versus 3 for Rocker. RC's checking. RC's damage in. Has to go. Can't get across. It's all on Estriel now. Slams 1. Only 12 seconds to go, though. 9 HP. No time to get back to full. No time left for the kill and the defuse. We're going to around 11. Lordy.
And well, I mean, yeah, Estriel gets that first blood, but Geo gets picked by Priesta. He's outer B. He takes the gunfight. And yeah, then it just gets messy from there.
And then who did Xnid slam, Nero?
Yeah, it looks sometimes like it's like just
he's shooting
everybody else.
I swear to God, he's shooting nukes. No, yeah, he's had a couple where he's just obliterating someone. Absolutely obliterating. He's killing real fast, bro. 13 and 7 now. Round 11. In a big round 11, the scheme of things end the year.
Oh, it's a hard counter.
We're going. How do the trades work out? It works out for Falcons. It's all on Ken. Of course it is. No way.
Wow.
Well, he already pulled off an ace in 1 round. Can he pull off a 1 versus 3?
Bomb. They're just on top of the bomb.
Oh, I hear you. No, this is not looking good. Falcons had the chance to play spoiler.
You know, Rocker did a round like that. I'm surprised they're not ready for something like that.
Get some damage in.
Good need. But yeah, he's by himself.
Nothing he could do. Oh my God. Pred got so hyped he broke his camera. Exit has a monster map 5. Falcons get another win, and the journey just got harder for Rocker. That's another series. You probably should have won. It's still the map 2, bro. You're up 4-1 on the map 2. You had to win that. All right, he just had to. But that is a painful one. A painful one. Yeah, I hear you. I know, Joe. They can't see your face, but I saw it. You're disgusted.
Man. Optic fans rejoice, though. That's
no,
for
100%.
Like, I got you.
That's a big one. That's a big one for Optic because, yeah, you thought probably a chance for a 10-point advantage or swing, for Rocker today based on the matchups. But this is one Rocker had to win. Optic's match not one they're expected to win. Now if Optic win that match today, like, all right, we'll see you later. that might seal it. Granted, anything is possible depending on Major 4 finishes, but still, any kind of way they can widen the gap, how crucial it will be. And that was something in the map 5.
This is a team game, but like, just like throughout the maps where they struggle, just the sub duo just has these inconsistencies at times, and it has hurt them all year. Like, yeah. I mean, the Nero scale is insane. The guy's like,
oh, like you mean his floor versus ceiling?
It's unbelievable.
Oh no, it's like the biggest human of all time, dude. It's like
it's like Shaq.
Yeah, no, it's like Shaq. Yeah, no, his feet to hit. Yeah, no, it's unbelievable. But first series is done. Desk, wow. Hello.
Yes, chat. He does lift, and so does Kenny, but not as hard as my man X did in that last game. Can we take a look at what went down? Because the Falcons just got their second win on the season. Now at 25 tries, they're going to get 2.
Incredible. Nobody saw this one coming at all. We finally thought Minnesota Rocker would be able to put something through the hoop, but it is the search and destroys and playing Hacienda, which is actually one of their worst control maps, that kind of seals the deal. I mean, we go into this map 5, and it is just Fred's free flying to mid-A, and he's winning his ones. And on the side of Minnesota Rocker, like, you're not putting yourselves in positions to trade each other out at all throughout the entirety of this map. There were so many solo chows, so many 1v1 losses, and that just allowed Pred and Exit to kind of do whatever they wanted.
Yeah, the approach in the latter half of this game, I mean, even on the red card, same story. Like, Minnesota just don't adjust. I mean, you saw like they're playing so tight on their defense, just allowing the free plant. Like, these are things that you just can't do if you're Minnesota Rocker. A couple rounds where there's just busted coverage, or Pred just gets on through and is just finding free kills and gets away with his life without being traded. Like, that cannot happen. You know, you saw Nero running through the hallway, like by himself to challenge a gunfight in gens. Like, that can't happen. It's just like the pressure is for sure getting to Minnesota Rocker in the icy moments, in the round 10s, in the round 11s, and they are throwing away the search and destroys. That being said, man, Vegas Falcons playing spoiler, like, Exit played so well in that game 5. After a relatively rough series, Exit delivering in that game 5 is massive.
At the end of it, Minnesota doesn't look broken, but I think their fans might be. This was kind of the only easy win. This was your guaranteed victory on your way to Major 4, and you just dropped the ball. You do it in a game 5 after losing that 4-1 lead in Search and Destroy game 2. Rough, Alley Cat.
It is rough. I mean, they had to win this. Their schedule compared to the other teams on the bubble is a little bit easier as it goes on, other than a match versus Carolina and Toronto. But still, this was a must-win if you're Minnesota Rocker. You were in the driving seat.
I mean, yeah, you dominated the hard points. Like, you look so commanding there. I mean, to start the series, it looks like they were just going to 3-0 them. But, like, this is the same story. Minnesota all year long. Paul X or Kenny, it doesn't matter. In the clutch moments, they just fold. Huge performance early on from Alec, and then, you know, you obviously got the SMG duo going in the latter half of the series. Congrats to Vegas, man.
Was Alec playing well today?
Yes.
Hold that thought, because he joins us live in the winner's circle. Arcities, welcome in. And man, only the second win of the season for the Falcons, and you guys do it in ridiculous fashion. Can you talk me through the comeback in that game, too? Because you get 100-point clubbed into hardpoint, and then you're down 4-1 before you basically come out with the dub here.
I mean, I was just clutching up. We're clutching up, and we won like 2 1v2s, I think.
Yep.
And it helped a lot with our confidence, and I don't know. We're just killing them. Not in hard points, though. Holy.
Not in hard points.
Hard points that might have got us. We might have got 250 points soon on both the hard points going.
Combine both. That's
yeah, you can combine both. You want to come in?
Yeah, get him in there.
What?
Get in there. Yeah! There he is, 14-7 from that young man.
He said they can't damage him. He said they can't damage him.
That's so funny, Alec, because congrats on the win. That's actually exactly what I wanted to ask you about. Is kind of like, what was it like looking at Vegas Falcons before you joined this roster, and looking at Exit specifically, and your expectations of him and how he's exceeded them? How has that been playing alongside him? What kind of player is he?
He's a great player. He shoots very straight. He's a very emotional player, and for him having 0 wins when we got here, he's still confident. He embraces us having a lot of rings here, and it helped making the decision with Clay being the coach, because he knows me better than anyone besides Preston. But Clay helped me pick this spot.
Love it.
Alec, man, you're frying, especially in that search and destroy, and they needed a lifeline. You guys needed a lifeline to get back in the series, so congrats.
We need a lot more than that.
Yeah, you did. I wanted to ask you, you know, the control at S&D, excellent throughout this one, man. Good adjustments. The control was masterful. And those are your 2 worst game modes last split. So what did you guys work on in this after the major to get improved there?
Obviously, our protocol we got to get good at. And it started off as a troll that all 4 of us are running subs, but like me and Preston are like very fast ARs, so it works in Hacienda like a lot. So we just hold our map control, we get pressure on them, and it just opened up the map heavy versus that team right there.
Absolutely.
Alec, I was actually in the green room watching it with Ant, and I was like, should they just do this on all maps? Can we try it on others, or is it only going to work on
we're not missing. It'll probably work on every. We won't miss a trade. If we get 2-piece, like we're depressed, we suck.
All right, Alec, final thought here. You earned our Scuff Play of the Game. It's from your clutches. Is there one specific clutch you're most proud of on tonight's S&D wins? You went 15 and 12 across the 2.
No, I don't. I'm not proud of anything yet. We still have a lot of work to get done, and we're just gonna keep trying to get as much wins and upsets as we can.
Well, add this one to your highlight reel, my guy.
Green wall optic. Can I get a follow 5 or something like?
Yeah, go gift 5 because that was a massive
That was
upset.
insane. Literally the 5th.
Falcons doing favors today. Well done, RCDs. He earns our Scuff Play of the Game. Let's take a look at the bad boy. Well, it's multiple. Here's the first 1v1 versus Kenny. Rings v Rings. RCDs coming out on top of a few of these.
He beams him off this one. I did not think he was going to win that one. I mean, wow, good shots, Alec.
Yeah, he rips him off the heady later on as well. Like, man, Alec was on point, turning back the clock.
Got that one.
huge rounds from him, man, setting the tone for them and, you know, icing up. And then you got, you know, the rest of the guys going in the latter half.
All right, so Falcons let Optic breathe a little bit easier, but we have more teams fighting for their seed at Champs. When we come back, Dylan Rex and the rest of Carolina looking for dubs today. Can they pull it off? Stay tuned. They're taking on the number 6 team in the world, Boston Breach.
Upgrade your game with the Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League.
The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL.
The Esports World Cup is an official partner of the Call of Duty League.
Got you.
It's more than a game. It's for all who dare to compete. It's more than a team. It's our team. It's more than a feeling. It's unwavering passion. It's more than just talent. It's the grind that got me here. It's more than a moment. It's our legacy. One city, one stage, one champion. The battle starts now. On match day, everything matters. What you focused on the night before, how you slept, what you ate. Players gather in the arena, ready to go toe-to-toe, fueled by the dedication, passion, and love of the sport. The mind has to be focused, clear, locked in. Any unknown variable can mean the difference between winning and losing. And when you have your pride on the line, every decision has to be perfect. Every movement calculated, and every shot on target. If you want to be remembered here, you have to make them believe. Scuff has been a proud and passionate supporter of Call of Duty esports for 14 years, and enables you to play like a pro. 2025 Carolina Royal Ravens team pack is available now. Each pack includes home and away operators, as well as this calling card for the barbecue after the smoke show. Next time you boot up, suit up at the in-game shop.
Only leveling, pure beast mode, no settling. Tryna go hard, whole team for the veterans. Pull up on charge, gotta get these medals and gonna hate, but we still on top, no debate. They amaze how we make these plays. Field or court, we rock this stage. Only leveling, pure beast mode, no settling. Tryna go hard, whole team for the veterans. Pull up on charge, gotta get these medals and haters gonna hate, but we still on top, no debate. They amaze how we make these plays. Field or court, we rock this stage. Only progression. We call the shots that Smith and Wesson. They wanna smoke, no we can best them. Who's really game? Let's get to testing, take no losses, only lessons. Come back harder, no backing down. Still put in work when no one's around. No complaints, don't make a sound. Actions talk, they're really loud. Pure focus, I'm in and now. Keeping my head in the game. They could not step on my lane, must be insane. Look at the precision, aim. Do it for the passion of fame. Bring in medals and haters, gonna hate, but we still on top, no debate. They amaze how we make these plays. Field or court, we rock this stage.
Number 7 on the minimap, how far you've come. Welcome back, everybody. It's Boston Breach taking on Carolina Royal Ravens. And we have Per J putting on a performance against Dylan Rex. Is that the 2 players to watch today?
Probably. I mean, Dylan gave us a 1.08 yesterday, and Carolina still wasn't able to come out with the win. So he's on smooth sailing right now, but Carolina's definitely on watch.
Chris, why are the shades on for this match?
I'll be honest, because this one is going to be lights out. It's going to be fantastic. Let's jump in with our squads here. Honestly, I have a headache under these bright lights. But Boston's pretty dope. And if you're looking for a team that's just going to be there consistently for you, that's where they're at. Yes. Are they going to win anything for you? Probably not, but they'll make it to the first round of the playoffs like the Dallas Cowboys, right?
Yeah, exactly. They put in a ton of work too, right? So like we commend them for like their control turnaround. They went 7-1 last split. They only lost 1, and it was to Toronto, and it was in a round 5, right? So that was the game that they were the worst at, and you think it would give them like a breakthrough, but no, because now what we've realized is this team, it feels like they peaked, and it's because they've been solid at hardpoint throughout the entire year. But when they play the top teams like Vancouver, like Toronto, in hardpoint, they just get outclassed, right? So you're gonna need better individual performances. I think that resides a lot on Snoopy. He's like the guy who has to be the superstar for them in those matches. You know what I mean? And we just haven't seen the stage 1 Snoopy in hardpoint in a while, especially versus the top teams.
On the other side of this matchup, you have TJ Haley and crew who are looking to perform for Carolina Royal Ravens.
Looking is a good word.
Putting Vivid on the bench and maybe off the roster, they have been riding the struggle bus. We knew they had time. They were locked for champs. We weren't panicked. But in your monster pregame, I mean, the Ravens are struggling to catch momentum with the new lineup.
Can you see this from over there?
Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
It's just
that's a lot of L's, a lot of red L's from Easy Mac.
A lot of Rel, which is upsetting because you go back all the way to qualifiers too, and they were unreal at hardpoint search and destroy when we were talking about split teams. They were 7-3 in hardpoint, they were 5-2 in search and destroy, and they're still a fairly solid search and destroy team, but they are abysmal at control, 1-7 in the last 30, and they are not great hardpoint team right now. They're number 8 when it comes to those fundamentals, number 10 in break. They just don't have enough oomph to their front line right now, and that causes them some issues because they're going up against the Boston Breach team that excels across respawn, who are able to win a search and destroy. So this should be a terrible matchup.
How'd they perform on land, though? I mean, not great, right? They went in, they lost, right, to Minnesota. And this is a team where, like, for Carolina, they were looking to add firepower to break in, to have a breakthrough and win a championship, and it just completely went out of whack, right? So clearly something they've lost since dropping Vivid, but, you know, they're committing to this roster and hoping it pans out.
All right, so Minnesota beat Carolina. Falcons beat Minnesota. I'm going Boston Breach in 3. Yeah, Boston Breach in 3. Done.
I'm also doing Boston Breach in 3. I mean, that red card is insane. It is usually banned versus them in the map number 2. They like to pick it 24% of the time. Carolina Royal Ravens, I don't know what they're thinking.
I'm going with Boston. I think Boston take this one. 3-1.
Last time we had all 4 of us going in the same direction, we were wrong. Does it happen again?
No.
Miles, a chance. Let's get the party started. We're wrong.
Party started right now. I don't think you guys are going to be that wrong statistically right now. And current form for the Ravens, a little bit of a dip. But hey, we've been saying they've been in a dip and a nosedive and a free fall for quite some time now. At some point, chance gravity's going to stop, right? Gravity's going to let them get back up there, surely.
Last I saw Gravity, he was just doing stuff with the Zoo Mafia, so I don't know if it's going to be a massive impact in this one, but I do think it'll be a good Call of Duty. Nothing more stressful than being a Minnesota fan, but they're setting us up for a day of Game 5s. I've been putting out Game 5 energy now for like 2 stages back to back, and it's not really come to fruition, but we do what we can.
You've been doing a great job. We had a couple of the major. We had, just one there. I mean, around 11, as deep as it can possibly go. A lot of fun. But yeah, pressure, certainly for everyone right now. It feels like we're getting very much towards the tail end of the year, folks. This is the final stage. This is it. I can't believe I'm saying that. The 06 season's already nearly done. But for now, our team's still in the race towards champs. Boston, very far from truly safe. Spicy stuff ahead of us, folks. And this is what the desk was touching on a moment ago. Hardpoint, particularly Ali, saying that it's been a tough run for both of our squads. A little rougher around the edges there for the Ravens' chance, but again, I feel like recency bias, certainly they've been taking some tough L's since adding Rex to the roster.
Yeah, I mean, a 7-loss spree for Carolina and then a 4-loss spree for Boston. So, of course, for Boston, that just means at the major, did not get a win there in the hardpoint game mode. But ultimately, record not too shabby, but certainly the standout battle between the two teams to get the extra edge. And because the first map we're going to be playing is a Skyline, I think it's a map that, honestly, both teams will be very happy to play. Carolina, they spam it as much as they can, but to the tune where they're even squaring up against like Toronto on the map, and that's just not a good idea. So Carolina, enjoy it, but it's not necessarily their strongest.
Skyline, Red Card, Hacienda, the first 3 maps of our series. I'm more excited about the search and destroys, I think, here. I mean, obviously someone's getting a dub when it comes to hardpoint, but the real question is going to be who. Again, we have seen an improvement. I think Slash was tweeting about this, at the very least the team is improving. As of yesterday's results, a big loss, but regardless, steps in the right direction. And if you can keep that one going, Ravens, they've got enough points to sort of sit comfortably towards the champs run, but you don't want to get to champs and drop out round 1, do you? Let's be real. So eyes are on this squad today, folks. Very, very interested to see how they perform. And again, is it necessarily going to be an absolute 3-0 smoke show? Highly doubt it. Highly doubt a chance. I mean, this is a 4 or a 5 without question.
Yes, absolutely. At least, strapped in, prepared to go the distance, I would say. And, paying attention to certain players. Gwyn always a standout, especially on some of the smaller maps like Skyline. But Rex, I'm honestly very excited to see play. Like, I think it's not necessarily that they're the duo, but Rex has started to have some really good moments. I think almost every single map that we watched him play yesterday, he was good for at least one pop-off sequence in any given game mode. So it's like he's starting to find his form a little bit, and that's going to be the key for Carolina. On the flip side, though, for Boston, just looking at their overall sort of placements there, handful of top 6s, they've been just like decent all year.
Yeah, all years. And again, nearly an entire year, they've been a roster. They pulled this team together at the start of EWC last time going around at MW3, and they haven't changed since. Admittedly, a bit of ups and downs. If they can't stabilize a little bit more and find form going into the biggest tournament of the year. Same thing for the Ravens. This is an important race for both squads. Points help, performance even more useful. The major's on its way as well, and a big land down at DreamHack. Hope to see you there, folks. Our teams will be putting on the best shows they possibly can. And again, champs certainly going to be on the line for some of them. Here we go in a Skyline chance. We're strapped in for a very long and exciting series. We're going to start things off with a bang.
Yes, and mentioning Dylan Rex for the side of Carolina Ravens, I think we're in on the side of Boston for a good Snoopy pop-off. I'm expecting him to have a very strong stage. I think in stage 3, he's a little bit quiet, still good, but nothing crazy. And I think towards the end of the year is where we're looking for Snoopy to sort of hit that final form where we know he can deliver. If you bring it together for Boston, things be going great. Opening break, though, Carolina. Maybe the early advantage or maybe not. Cammy takes it from you, and Awakening takes the time.
Yeah, good stuff. Cammy and Awakening, they're strong-arming the attack from the Ravens, not letting them try to get the flip early on here. Those green arrows on the minimap, we're going to watch those try to keep that 50-yard line right down the middle of the map. They're not going to push too far forward. They're not going to let anyone cross over it. That is the game plan for now. So Ravens, a wonderful opportunity for us to sort of test their mettle, test the resolve early on here in the Skyline.
Yeah, and you see Purge knows he just has to sort of keep eyes forward. Snoopy's been cutting off like the grass push through, and, well, he felt no pressure, so he's starting to roam. And all things considered, I mean, this is a P1 that Boston have effectively just been comfortable on. They maintain the left side spawns for the most part, and yeah, every single player for Boston will be squared up ready for new. They get a 25-point lead as the hill pops. And Miles, we saw Carolina on this map yesterday. P2 was giving them some problems.
Yeah, well, the good news, they've had a full night of sleep. Hopefully all 5 senses are working, and now they've got a chance to get the break, guys. They do. Ravens, good stuff. Now, can you hold?
Yeah, they get to sharpen the P2 breaks against Toronto. They had a couple failed attempts, and this one they made look easy. Now Cammy on the reposition, working with Purge. A couple trades rolling through, but TJ takes down 2, and that'll mean you stay secure on the time, and Slasher gives you a little bit extra as well. So an instant break into a good P2 hill. 25 seconds left, very much worth fighting for, and Carolina should have the edge.
Edge for now. Through the front. Cammy, what a run that has been. Going to continue this long fight there with TJ for a mo. And this isn't necessarily a break. That was merely a point invasion there by Boston. But kudos once again to the Ravens. A fantastic P2. Trying to chain into 3 as well. The kitchen, though, it is hot right now. Flopping over the place. Boston breach. They get themselves in there on a Rex now. 11 and 4. Whoa, yo, come on, son. Nice kills back and forth. Last man left alive is a green one. So Purge is going to be on time. What a 2 he got.
I mean, damn, where's the help, right? I mean, Rex, those were elite shots rolling through. Picks up 3. 3 seconds later, Boston are back in time collecting. TJ, though, wins a key gunfight on the paint, so he's going to be blocking the spawns and gifting them to his teammates. So you're not getting the time. You're set up, though, for the break and rotation, and TJ is doing everything. He has 22 engagements already in this map, and he's put his team in a good situation. Looking to get the final 20. Should be good towards the P4. And yesterday, while P2s were a problem for Carolina on P4, they were absolutely on point.
Yeah, so we chain this one into next. You're looking great, boys, but for now, Boston have taken a couple of big licks, taken a couple of solid shots, and now they're going to back on up. Purge with a low route, Cammy and Awakening through top. We're going to see if we can't get a bit of a contest here. And Snoopy, we're still waiting for the pop-off moment at 6 and 10. He's not exactly bringing the goods, but there we go. Rotation done. What do you know, folks? It's Boston who are in first.
Yeah, TJ running for the hills, too. See if you can trade him out up top. And no, TJ's got the support. So you lose the back spawns initially, but TJ makes a fantastic play. Stay alive, drag some pressure your direction, and let for your teammates get in the mix. So TJ's making plays, and in the meantime, Dylan Rex hanging out with a 2.0 KD. Bullets raining out, but you still need the hill time, and Boston keep finding ways to pierce it.
Trying to find a way through. Is it 2 in the tub for Tej? No, it ain't. It's going to be Snoopy and Slasher who go toe-to-toe there to clean things up. And squeaky clean indeed it is. Final 20 seconds here of this final point in our set, and it's going to be the Ravens in control for now. Rex brought down behind our garden furniture. Tej still holding it together on time. Not enough bodies there on the point for the Ravens. Final 8 go the way of Boston.
And, well, now we're back to a P1 where, honestly, this was the hill, the difference maker for Boston, where they got that 25-point lead, and that's what they're going to have after the rotation. So Carolina set up, ready to go. Slasher, underground route, covered. Always a beautiful thing, and showing off the moves. A wonderful spot when you're able to sort of get in that power position. Unfortunately, though, for TJ, Boston, basically their entire team working the right side.
But yeah, they worked the right. He's still keeping the time going, though. Ravens ever so close to the lead change. Rex once again kills in the feed. 18 and 10 right now. 21 to 16 out of TJ. This is a wonderfully productive hard point. First set closed. Second set starting off great for the Ravens. There's the lead.
And there's a look at Slasher. He might only be like 10 and 13 now, but a moment where you see him just like controlling the game, spotting the players on the cross, back up to help your teammates and like sort of maintain these spawns. So they're covering the flank routes, and well, TJ, after he gets this 1 kill, might need to go back and help out his team. That's exactly what he does, or maybe just let him get the time. Last man standing is Purge, and those are elite pistol shots rolling through. Carolina, they just turned the tides on P1. That was like a 45-second hill they just collected, and they won the rotation. That's a moment of dominance.
They've left Boston very dry since this hardpoint set started. P2 once again. Ravens, they're in this time. Test the brakes of Boston. Brake check on its way. 2 players are in the inside. You can have 1 more man following up Snoopy. Again, we're looking to see the pop off. I'm going to call it until I get it. You've got time, but you've got so many members of the Ravens around you at this point. Rex and Tej find theirs. Over all this time, you're going to get Purge getting himself at least 1 out of that. So now the battle continues. Purge finding a few more. Boston, very difficult to deal with here on the break.
Yeah, tough sequence. You want to hold that for a full 60 and run the score up. Instead, Boston are able to stay in this game. And saw Slasher sort of not able to find the route and the timing to make anything happen. And what was, again, originally a massive moment for Carolina, Boston have battled. You're looking for guys like Awakening maybe to heat up just a little bit. Maybe the only man in the lobby with a truly slow performance so far.
Give me a G. Give me an I. Not yet, folks. He's warming up. Snoop on the wrap. Spots out the next two. Instant chow. Nice coverage there from Rex. You're going to have Teach and Gwyn now working their way through green. Big flank there from Slasher trying to find those angles. Gets a couple of kills to Snoopy. It was an intel drive-by, but it was TJ on the trigger. That is your kitchen, and that's your lead, Ravens.
Yeah, legit the 5th double kill I think TJ has gotten on this hill alone, so he has just been a monster. Get him near a kitchen, man's going to thrive.
Oh, yeah, he's cooking. Here comes the next wave of box of players. And Teach can only get one out of that life. Good stuff. Slasher trying to pinch. 2-piece there for the Mad Titan. Carolina Royal Ravens getting it going. Let's dive in for a listen in.
We'll make one underground.
Two top.
I got top. Fuck.
I hear it.
They're not even across yet, though. They're deep.
They're gonna jump across.
I'm backing up, bro. I'm backing up.
I'm one shot old.
I'm gonna spawn out.
Old, one shot. I got another one old.
2 in the back, bro.
All good. Take your time.
2 stone. They're probably going to go top quick, bro.
I'm gonna hit top.
Wait,
Just hold that
time. You can play old movie. Let me top.
You're gonna beat top here.
Hold that.
Beat top PC. They can beat top PC.
I agree. Shot throwing me.
I'm nading.
All the way in the back. Stone's weak. Stone's all the way in the back.
I can't hit him.
All the way in the back. Wait. All the way in the back. Wait. One top. P1.
All the way in the back. One shot, bro.
On me top hole, bro. Snoopy.
All good. We gotta play first. Get top.
Yeah.
There you go. He won on me.
Top hole.
He's going for it up. Top. Look up. One shot top. One shot top to the right.
Just gonna play his life. Wait was all the way deep.
Yeah, I don't see him deep right.
Top top. One stone steps on you.
I don't see him.
All the way back to a week. Back to a week. Yo, Purge front. Front top. Be in the top week.
I just front.
Be in the top week.
I'm so one shot here, bro. Jump front, bro.
Is it trophy?
Three times.
Bottom art, bro. Bottom art.
3 times.
On
One
me.
flipped.
Piano.
Top team.
On new week. Top mid. It's on new week. One out, bro. I'm just trying to get top. Trying to kill scout. One out.
Kill one guy new.
One on you guys. Timmy's low.
I spawned out. They spawned on you. They spawned on you.
I'm staying alive. Top P right now. Top P on me dead.
Nice. I'm trying to get kitchen in.
They could start spawning.
Top P2 going.
Oh, what a turn of events. Boston breach now with a bit of a lead. Back over to P when we go. It was good for the Ravens before, but let's go to Boston for the listening. See how they sound.
Yeah, he is. Just lying down.
Don't run bottom bed, one wood wall. And one time, bro. On time. One bed with wall time. One also.
Time slasher, bro. Time slasher. Okay, yeah. Time slasher, bro. Nice time slasher. Nice shoot.
Bottom right, go low left. Look, low left time.
Yeah.
There's top mid, bro. I can't go to the
Low left time.
Top mid, I can't.
Okay, I'll try to get top. One shot. There's 2. There's 3. There's 2 more.
One more up there. He's going to time. No, he's still plat. Guarantee he's next hill.
You go right. Yo, start to the left, teach. One shot.
I'm on the right.
Okay.
I'm
on the right. On the right.
Joe, leave.
Yeah, I'm on the right. Slash on the right. He's tagged. He's in P3.
Weak, bro. Weak on the right.
Okay, slash on the right. We're good. Last one, guys.
Nice.
Go be left.
What's the time?
Yeah. Look at just piano. Nice.
Forward, bro. First guy teach.
I'm not going. I'm the right question now. Okay, I'm back. Go right.
Front doors. I'm trying to front doors.
John's coming down on the wire, coming down to it right now. Big lineup from Cammy. Massive damage into the next man. Can't get the next 2 as you've got another battle for the point, and Boston are within the win.
Easy cleanup stuff for Purge. Easy cleanups. He made the call. Hold him on P2. You're gonna get the dub, but Carolina break it just with enough time. Boston, though, they put themselves in perfect position. 10 seconds away. They win map 1.
So Chow from Wake traded out. Not a problem. Purge now. Gonna go back at it as well. You can technically win it there still. It was within the realm of possibility, but a lot have had to happen. Looking for the new hard point as well. Boston read the big pinch spawn. Now over to time we go. Purge can win a couple of big gunfights. Damage across the board. Oh my word. Purge the second. Not enough for the last man. And the last man is going to be Tej. 10 to win.
Hold it down. There's number 1. Line him up. Number 2 in his sights. The multi-kills on Kitchen. Tej has been dominant in Boston. They collapsed. That is game number 1. They didn't even make it to the time.
What a brilliant hard point. Ravens clutching up. A P2 break that saves them, and a great transition to third as well. The Kitchen was red hot. And the chefs on screen there whipped up something special for us. Boston A very close fought battle, but down a map going into another search. Man alive, what a great hard win. Good day at COD, Chance. Already a good day at COD.
Yeah, good day so far, but maybe a few bad moments there for the Boston players, right? Like that old sort of P2 hit, like Awakening going for the solo chow, Snoopy sort of doing the same. And in the meantime, Carolina are actually just out-rotating you towards new. Felt like Purge was trying to give you everything, but I think the team just got a little bit scattered and felt the heat in the moment. And unfortunately for Awakening, suffered there in that game. 17 and 32. Got a decent amount of damage output, so the assists were certainly there. But on the flip side for Carolina, I mean, it's double-digit assists for every single player except for TJ, and that's because he was piecing them up on cooldown. So shout out Tej, 40 bomb, 18 objective kills as well. We love Tej for good reason.
Yeah, if Tej had got double-digit assists, that would have been something else, folks, because 26 non-traded is more than enough. Over a minute in hardpoint time as well. Gwyn, big man on Soak there for Skyline. A 10-point difference, all it made in the end. Wow, great stuff. Ravens, absolutely the result you were looking for after a very, very hard-fought run since adding Rex to the roster. And with that, though, Boston, again, we go down a tough map, a close map indeed. Hopefully the wind isn't out of their sails just yet because they've got a very long and potentially deadly series ahead of them. But Chance, exciting highlights here. I'm going to say it for the third and final time here. Still waiting for that Snoopy pop-off. We are owed it, Boston fans.
Yeah, didn't quite have the sauce there in this one. I'm just counting the number of TJ 2 pieces, though. That was like the 5th highlight now we've seen from TJ on this map alone. And even with Boston putting themselves in great position, it just became a scattered mess. Like, Purge gives you 2, but there was just simply no support towards the end. And of course, TJ, icing on the cake. Finished on a 6 spree. So while guys like Awakening and Snoopy are chowing the old time and getting nothing off of it, TJ is just absolutely taking over. So coming to King, best not miss. Love Tej, dude. Hard not to.
I actually think, based on the hit marker we saw there, it might have been a 7.
Actually,
it might have been a 7. Unreal. Wow. Look at that. We say it all the time, folks, but that is the double helix. That is the pedigree. That's the genes of a good ass hard point right there. A lot of fun to start this one off. Skyline. Oof. Rarely disappoints. Red card on its way now. Very different flavor. Very, very different feel. We're going to see a red card towards the end of this series, Chance. Another double red card series. How are we feeling about this search, though? Are we feeling good? Are we feeling bad? Are we feeling ugly? Are we feeling mean?
I mean, listen, if this is like, you know, late stage 1, middle of stage 2, when I see like Carolina get this map, I'm like, oh, it feels like a guarantee. They play it as many times as they possibly can. If it's available, they will make the choice. A lot of teams, though, have improved on the map and have adjusted around the play style of Carolina. So it's not as dominant as it once was. Still, though, you know, they're going to be bringing their A game, but I don't think it's the type of map where Boston are going to be necessarily shaking in their boots, especially not when Slasher, one of the best S&D players of all time, lately has not looked like it at all. 0.54 KD, him and Rex. Obviously, short-lived major run that they had, but the S&D was just simply not there.
Well, yeah, a lot of it wasn't there. Tough looks statistically there, just from Major 3 alone, though, folks. Don't worry, those numbers aren't too crazy. That was a sign of a bad tournament there for the Ravens. Breach fist bumps complete. Ravens fist bumps complete. Red card is on its way. Chance, if Puckett were a monster flavor, what would he be? You can say white.
Yeah, honestly, it's like I just don't know the flavor name. I was gonna go something with like cherry, but yeah, white monster for sure. Yeah, like the 0 sugar white monster.
Oh yeah, au naturel. Cammy search and destroy at the major though, not bad at all, folks. 1.2, just north of the halfway mark on his opening duel. So look for Cammy to bring the thunder here in this red card. Things are going to be particularly devious. Again, expecting the Boston bounce back here, unless it's going to be a full-blown reverse sweep towards the look of the game 5. But for now, we go towards A.
And no spread in the map, playing for picks now. Getting a little bit active. DJ and Gwyn always playing off of each other, always over towards Ticket. But Gwyn has found the space. He has not wasted any time. He is taking it. Now Carolina just waiting to figure out what they want to do. A potential Snoopy flank is developing. That's what Rex is going to be responsible for. And meanwhile, Boston, they have the perfect stack around this site.
We say perfect quite a lot here in the league. Whether or not it proves to be utilized in that way, we'll find out in a second. Aside from one frag, we have not heard a whole lot. Not a lot of intel to go off of here. Hey, Teach, you're going to get that. Good stuff. First blood. And that is the go button. Send it forward, boys. Rex gets his as well. Stun's going to connect. Awakening. Oh, a little bit of teamwork helps there. We're going to get the bomb plant, though.
Great teamwork, and if you catch him off bomb, there's a chance. Gwyn gets away, though, when the trade's rolling through. Purge, 1v3, wants to get active. 1v1, him v Rex, the new man on the block, dead and gunned down. Purge for the clutch, Purge for the ace, given the defuse, Mr. Do-It-All.
That was absolutely rancid. Purge. Wow, man. I think we got a couple of those kills in the replay, but I don't want to jinx it. That was something, folks.
Yeah, even Miles, for the moment where like Awakening gets stunned and is like sliding backwards, Purge covers him and basically just uses Awakening as like a bullet sponge in a sense of like, you guys can kill all my teammates, but if I'm alive, I'm going to be here. And honestly, I mean, he's going to be like halfway to a Hellstorm already, so not necessarily likely. Very rare to get a Hellstorm in S&D, but there's potential.
He's up there. Doesn't even have an RC car. 4 kills and a defuse.
And wait, wow, that's
damn, man. Didn't even get. It might have not hit any concussions. That might have been a problem as well. That trophy's dead to rights. That's a bad placement right there, folks. Snoop's gonna get a bomb plant for free here. No one saw him cross over, so that's gonna be it. Start things off with a couple of massive kills for the Ravens. Okay.
Purge is alive, though, and it's a clutch situation. 2v4 with bomb down. Snoopy, you're not even needed. We have Purge alive.
Oh, Snoop's going to do what can to pull his weight. Unfortunately, Purge now out of the equation. 3v1. Up over the top. Oh, that stings. But the nade actually connects. Takes care of Slasher. 2v1. And Gwyn was a bullet away from demise. Another wild attempt from the Boston Breach boys. Good vibrations from the Ravens, though, as they get the defuse.
Yeah, I was about to gas up the Snoopy pop-off moment, but ultimately breakdown. And TJ, by the way, still on point. 2 different rounds where he's able to just find like phenomenal positioning on the map. He didn't get credit for the first blood, but still just wins the gunfight on Cammy. So TJ certainly making plays initially, and Gwyn just absorbed so much damage. The Jackal, unfortunately, from time to time can be a bit of a pea shooter. Definitely the more difficult gun to use.
Especially on this patch. Yeah, it's been nerfed.
We're not on new patch yet. This is the final week on old, I believe.
This is the final week on old? Oh, cool. Thanks, man.
Yes, I believe next week is when we go for the swap, and Control's gonna be fun.
Yep. More on that later. See if we can get Cammy and Awakening some kills right now for the Boston boys. Over towards B we go. Rex is going to be the early man here with a decent amount of intelligence, but nothing on the stun connect. But that's fine. Not a problem. Him and Tej working this side of the map together. Gwyn with the bomb over towards A.
Yeah, and that's going to tip Carolina's hand if the bomb's moving that direction. So Boston still have 2 players sort of stacked up over by the B site. Purge is starting to rotate over towards A, but a few moments where Carolina have the extra men.
Yeah, they're hoping for more of a commitment here from Boston, but you're not getting it. It's a 2-2. You've still got presence. And Awakening, look at this angle. Certified spot. Tags, no damage. Oh, Slasher manages to walk away with at least a team kill there. So it's a 2v2 in a really awkward situation. The bomb's still in the hands of Gwyn and still active. But planting this one's going to feel nearly impossible. Snoopy 1v2. Oh, good shots. Still alive and still in play.
He's trying to play off the clock. He knows Rex is out of the picture, and unfortunately for Snoopy, everywhere he goes, he should get tracked.
Wait a minute.
Or maybe they didn't see him, so the opportunity's right in front of you. And Rex, dear God, slams him. How good is the aims?
Here it is. The tiniest of angles. Oh, wow. That was disgusting. Man, that was Snoopy's round to win, if not for Rex. Pure skill on the win there. Red card continues to be a banger.
And I will say, in my opinion, the more sort of good looks we see out of Rex, sort of the, better the roster change actually looks. They've certainly not had any results yet to back it up, but certainly a few standout key ones as a player, and keep an eye on that later on. Only a 2-1 lead for the moment. Keep in mind, Gwyn is also on a 4 spree, so a couple hot hands developing through the game.
Depending on how the points fell, he might have an RC car. Of that helpful on this map? Standard defensive from the Ravens, deep. 2-2 split. Yeah, this time around he does get it. So Slasher, ooh, starts things off with a kill. RC might be in play here. Rex finding kills, and all you're doing is causing issues, but he does get a lot of damage towards the end there, so Awakening is bleeding out, folks. Get over there and try to pick up that kill.
And this is bomb down as well. You got, or TJ, excuse me, getting active on the pinch, and as long as on Carolina nobody dies, you have prime positioning on the minimap, and TJ will just win you this round.
Yeah, absolutely. Rex plays the regen and the slide. Good work there, once again, the Ravens. With Rex at the helm, finding a lot of those kills. It's another good round of S&D.
Yeah, and Slasher making his presence known as well, finding that initial gunfight win, but a lot of the pieces of the red card puzzle falling into place here for Carolina, so maybe some of that initial dominance they had on the map, trying to look to see if they can get some of that back. Certainly a clean game thus far. Happy to take their time in these rounds. Maybe just really unfortunate that Purge World started round one.
And we haven't seen the Ravens.
What are you going to do?
Yeah, what are you going to do? Get World started. Liveleak.com/we just got slammed by Purge.
Who hasn't gotten a single kill since?
No. Well, maybe he has and the board's broken. We'll find out in a second. Doubt it though, but nice attack here towards B. We've got space to work with. Cammy gonna try to find 1 or 2 here. Can you hold this down? Hello, lads. Oh, what a trade. As clean as you like. Man advantage still there to the Ravens.
A crazy gunfight win. Aims up close, absolutely no joke. But for a 2v3, going on the pinch, it's maybe the most ideal situation, but it's still a 3v2 with bomb down, so it's still a horrible situation. And yeah, Gwen's gonna seal the deal. 8-2 on a 4 spree, got shut down, and then he just responds with another 3 spree. Purge in the clutch. They need him to be everything.
Yeah, with that door open now, it creates a very difficult situation to be in, but that situation is becoming a little more manageable before the absolute firing squad of the Ravens march forward. Another strong round chance. Advantage is theirs, not giving anything away. GG's.
Yeah, and I think the flock of Ravens able to play with a lot of wind in their sails, a lot of confidence now on this map. Every play call has been perfect. They're calling out Chow Purge. This is where he is, and every single player doing their job at the exact same time. So no hesitation in the search and destroy gameplay now from Carolina, and I mean comfortable with a map win already under their belt. This is a team just sort of trying to reestablish themselves as like a top 4 squad. Maybe slumping a little bit towards stage 3, but doing what they can to get back to where they were.
Back to where they were in Major 1. Last time we saw them be a bit of a contender, but a lot has changed since then. First blood out of Rex. Oof. And that has changed the scene dramatically. 1-man advantage now for the Boston boys towards the bomb site. We go, and B is shoulder to shoulder with them on the inside. Rex on a big flank. He'll get there later on, but a slow one indeed. What a win. 2v2 bomb planted. Or not.
No. Slasher got him off of it. And Slasher does have a jackal in his hands. They're trying to rotate out, and Slasher prepared for it, but I think Snoopy probably a little bit more used to those types of gunfights, drops them immediately, and Boston bailed themselves out. So maybe a nervy clutch coming in towards the end, given they were finding the picks, but nonetheless sealing the deal. And love the activity in the play call. If both ARs are working the flanks, you don't have to worry about the bomb plant. Just swing out and take care of business. And Purge, again, a high impact player for this team. Again, I believe 2 in that round.
I like the play call for there from the Ravens as well. You go from a perfect pinch scenario to let's quickly group up through the middle of the map and hit something together on that retake. A very worthy attempt. But Boston somehow finding out a sign of life. 3 there on the round for old Snoop. We'll see if he can turn this into something more. Hyper-aggressive start here from the Boston team. They are fighting their way forward through the great outdoors. TJ is going to get a decent amount of intel here. No bomb, though, to his name. And no Slasher either.
Could have had some free kills if he was a little bit faster, but he was the first blood, and you're trying to play it patient. There's Awakening at 1 and 6 being isolated, but as good as TJ's positioning is, Boston have made it to the back line of their spawn. They're not trying to give away anything.
Nothing at all. They're going to be able to hit pretty fast here as soon as anything happens. And we're still waiting for intel. We're still gambling a little bit more towards A because you do have that man on the inside of the B-bomb site, Cammy.
Yeah, and TJ's found his spot. He's not moving from here. He's going to let a player sort of cross out in front of him. Or if he gets the call and Purge maybe wants to go for a pinch, but I'm down for a 3v4. I like TJ's position. There's potential.
Oh, just going for it. Oh, just going for it. Oh. That is absolutely magnificent. Pure magic. Last man, Rex. This has been quite literally a brilliant round, but it's not over yet. It's definitely not over yet. Rex is making a case for this. And Cammy closes the file on that one. A fast defuse, and we are one away from tying it up.
It's so unlucky too. Purge does make the perfect play, getting active on the post plant to try to catch that player. Reloads are one of the loudest things in this game. You can hear the reloads from 30 feet away. Help Purge sort of dial in on that one, because if you're able to keep going alive for that potential situation, I think there's a lot of hope, because TJ might not have won a gunfight, but he still had two players sort of tucked in spawn. Maybe a situation could have gotten created, but ultimately Boston deliver. They were getting active on the defensive end as well to find that first blood. Now maybe active through the middle of the map.
Nice little string of rounds as well here from Boston Breach. Purge with the flyby intel. Window break. Eyes on Slasher. And this is a lovely way to watch. Clear all the usual spots out. He goes right. His teammates have got his back. An awakening. You've been gifted a bit of intel. Can you move fast with it? He does. Just trades out in time. 3v3.
Yep. Technically lucky for one. And able to get the bomb down. It is going to be a tight setup. But Ravens, they do have them surrounded. I don't know who wants to be first contact. TJ is probably waiting for a little bit of noise.
Bad news as well for the Boston team. No trophies, so don't want to be too close. A single frag at that kind of distance is going to get ugly. And that first check connects. Gwyn, no win. Slasher finds two, though. And Snoopy, wildly active, but dealt with.
Wow.
Carolina Royal Ravens on the defuse map point.
Yeah, what a breakdown, by the way. Slasher, I don't know how he's able to find two. Hopefully we get a replay on that one. But, I mean, clean work as far as a retake goes. That is not an easy feat at all. I'm thinking TJ is going to be the high-impact player. Meanwhile, Slasher apparently just ripping faces off. I think that's both teams, though, just making really good plays. Carolina just happened to win the gunfights. Now, big edge on the map.
I think because the bomb got planted relatively speedily over by the bomb site, you had more frags to work with there. We saw one great big hole over by the bomb, or at least a sort of charred remains of an explosion. So I think really nice lethal usage there from the Ravens, possibly a factor. Conjecture aside, it's still map point, and Ravens so close they can taste it. And we're going directly to A. Tiny show there towards B, and that's going to be Rex or solo. But yeah, here we go. Starting to close ranks, starting to hit A. Oh, that close too much, boys.
Here comes the death toy. Just making everybody sort of, you know, spin around, get caught in a weird spot. But it works out, and they get towards the bomb as well. Nade's going to connect with the man up top, but Awakening finds the first blood. TJ, though, again in elite position.
Yeah, he's managed to cross the threshold. Oh, hello. Uno. Dos! If you get 3 out of this, I will lay an egg. Cammy, last man left alive. Tej, what a moment. What a play. Not necessarily going to go for the bomb, and Cammy is going to put himself right in the middle of the town square to seemingly be executed. But no, the Ravens at all times, as serious as they could possibly be. The B-bomb wrap. Here we go.
That's insult to injury. Fortunate they are to have to retake this one. It just does not last. Yeah, Carolina taking care of business, and I feel like everybody played their game. Quinn had moments going on a 4 spree, going on a 3 spree. Sasha had his retake on the site, picking up 2. TJ was in a good position. It felt like every single round he was able to achieve and play with a certain degree of freedom. And Rex throwing up a super solid S&D game through and through. So credit to the Ravens. Looking good against Boston.
Delightful stuff there from the Carolina Royal Ravens. as hot as a reaper.
Who did the desk pick, by the way, Miles? Do you remember?
I don't remember. I don't think it was Carolina, though. I don't
think it was either.
I don't think it was Carolina. I think the fans as well. I think everyone might have just been caught reloading loudly out next to a bomb site. Tough one. Well, the series is far from over. As much fun as we are having. Not having a lot of fun if you're Boston. First hard point. Ooh, it's going to bite you later on, folks. A 10-point difference. 6-3 in red card, though, not close. Did not feel close at all outside of the ace that Purge got in round 1, which was, honest to God, absolutely disgusting. Nothing has been that good. Chris Puckett, if you were a monster flavor, which one would you be?
Ooh, probably the pink one.
The pink one's a good one. That's
You can chug it. Gives you a lot of energy. Let's party right now as we take a look at some of the numbers here, because we saw a 2-0 start for the team none of us picked. Everyone said Boston was going to win this. Carolina Royal Ravens, what's up?
Well, they win their map pick in the red card, which they are a really solid defense team across the board. And honestly, I just think the adjustments came in a little bit too late for Boston Breach. There were so many situations where a player was getting caught out and isolated. Like, I go back to that round number 5 where Subi is the only player playing on that B site. He overcharges, he dies, and allows basically free Carolina into the site. They get the plant down, and Carolina Royal Ravens is still an extremely solid search and destroy team. So if you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile.
Yeah, I mean, you saw some big rounds, especially with Tej there, finding that huge 2-piece in the final round. Like, yeah, Carolina, they've liked this map throughout the entire season. And, you know, for Boston, it's one they've continuously tried to add to their map pool. Not the worst at it, but, you know, would have loved to probably see this one gone.
Do we owe Carolina apologies, or does Awakening owe us an apology for the first half of this series?
So it's a little bit of both. Like, you go to that Skyline, and that was Boston's pick, and it's one of those things where, like, if you get a performance like that out of one side, TJ, if you get an average performance player and he goes above that, obviously it's going to affect the outcome. You have a player like Awakening who's usually dropping 0.9s. He goes and drops a 0.5 in that map number 1. It's going to have an effect. So unfortunately, it's a little bit of both. It's a congrats to TJ and a Gigawake having a
top 25 Tej is going back into top 10 form. Here he is from game number 1. It's our breakdown with Anthony.
Yeah, our boy Giga was getting fried. We'll point that out here, especially when we get to the clip. But it's the end of the game. We're going to break down kind of how this plays out in our quick scope here. So you see the situation. Carolina are tasked with having to break inside of P2. So what happens here? They send 4 players through low bar. They end up getting the first blood here. This is Wake. He loses a gunfight, even though he's in a favorable position. Cammy's right here. He ends up finding 2, but we're going to flood everybody through. And what happens here, since Wake's dead, right, you see Purge, he's up top. He's going to end up having to wrap back to play for Cammy and go over towards top, play for the trade on Cammy. Once Cammy dies, though, Dylan Rex is going to get to the back, influence the spawns, right? So now you're going to see the players on Carolina getting the low bedroom spawn, and emergency spawn comes in because this is being influenced, and all the players on Boston spawn out. So a great flurry of kills here, exactly what you want to see happen if you're a Carolina fan. You find that first blood, I'm going to fly on through. Number 5, excuse me, Slash is the guy who blocks. We end up getting the closer spawn in bottom bedroom, and now we're able to get all this time. And now in this situation, you see this is Wake fighting around the back. You're going to end up seeing Snoopy. He's going to push with he goes too late. He's going to come from here. He's going to go to the back, and he's going to influence spawns and end up giving them a worse spawn on rotation. And Slash is going to find a kill. You'll see it here when Snoopy takes his next route. There's only 15 seconds left on this hill. If you're Carolina, you can't win on this. So if you're Snoopy, there's no point to be trying to push and try to break in here. So Snoopy gets through, breaks the half map, and then he gives Slasher the spawn back here, where Slasher's a vet. He's going to pick up on the parallels, finds that kill, and sets them up for rotation to close out the game. So just Boston losing their skulls a little bit at the end. Once Wake dies there, we just kind of need to regroup, play in the back, and play for the players that are trying to push through. You saw them trying to overcompensate, trying to find 2 and 3 pieces, and now they find themselves in a situation where Carolina broke P2 and won rotation to close out the game.
Is it excitement? Is it a mental boom? Did you just black out there if you're Snoopy? Because I feel like spawning your opponent in the perfect position is not the play.
Yeah, it's the
30 seconds to go.
It's the weird transition timing. It's the hardest thing to do in hardpoint.
Okay.
It's the decisions that you have to make in the transition period of hills, and right there, you know, they just make the wrong one. But yeah, I mean, it's like 20 seconds. You don't always want to give that up.
As we know,
I feel
though,
like you can make the play.
Boston is good at control.
Yes.
Will we get to a game 4, Allie?
I think absolutely. At least as far as statistics go, Hacienda is actually Carolina's worst control map, and they pick it over Vault in this situation where they're a top 2 defense team, which is weird. But granted, they're 1-7 in the last 30 days, so maybe they're just trying new things. Or on the flip side, for Boston Breach, they are unbelievable at control on Hacienda and Vault in the last 30 days. 7-1. Purge leads their team with a 1.22 in that game mode, but regardless, everybody is positive.
That was like 78 numbers. I got lost in the sauce, but they're good at it.
Boston should win.
All right. In the meantime, we got to get back to the casters here. How many reverse sweeps have we seen on the season? I think it's that many.
This many, which is 2 of these. Crazy, dude. Quick maths, boys and girls. Chance, Hacienda.
What's up, man?
One of the worst, and I mean one of the all-time worst, games of Hacienda control, maybe even games of Call of Duty we've ever seen, involve the Ravens and this map. How are you feeling going back into this one?
I mean, if that's the setup we're working with, I honestly don't feel too bad because the Ravens are looking really good. I'm watching TJ drop 40 on Skyline, so I have much higher expectations. As Ali pointed out, though, the record for Boston on this map and in control has been electrically good. So you know they're going to be bringing the heat, but if Carolina have the hot hand in the series, maybe that'll be a round 5 battle. Maybe Gwyn can be the leading man. KD's fantastic. Kills per 10, not quite as impressive. But the man has been spending time on the objective. So you have to tip it and give credit where credit is due. Just to backcheck, by the way.
Yep.
The drawing conclusion segment from Nameless might be one of my favorite ones of the year. Like, that's a really good way to highlight, like, Slasher might not be the player that's going to be dropping 1.4s, taking over respawns, but he's the guy that will make the best. Like, he'll make those parallel spawn reads and win you the game in those types of moments. So, veteran and multi-time world champ for good reason. Slasher always has value.
There you go. Opening kill.
And he killed Purge.
Goes his way as well. And this is a nice stack. For the time being, you'd be happy with that first segment to have evaporated rapidly. Oh, okay. I'm liking what I'm seeing out of Snoopy. A one and done in that life, but signs of it. Here we go. Boston on the approach forward over the 50-yard mark. There you go.
Nice vet gameplay, taking your time, cooking an egg, clear some space, go for the pre-aim, wait to heal up, and get shot in the back because everybody else is moving so much faster. But either way, staying alive. You get TJ pushed up in the office, but Boston swarm on him, so Boston clear out the most important position, and that means everything else should fall like dominoes unless you get a Gwyn and Rex bailout.
Oh yeah, the bailout certainly help. Whoa, okay. Cammy over the fence line into the feed for 2. Awakening joins it with 3 dead instantly there for the Ravens. That's a bad look. Back to the drawing board you go, lads. Well, one segment garnered at both zones. 45 on the clock. You've kept Boston guessing.
Most important position on the map is top office, and every single time TJ has stepped foot in there, Boston swarm immediately and take him down. So right now the game plan for Carolina getting shut down. Rex though wants to be the man in position to go for some spawn kills. TJ there from the help. Problem is you don't got any bit of time, and Cammy's behind you, and Cammy right now single-handedly controlling both of the actual zones, so not a ton of pressure on his teammates to get out of spawn, and because they can take their time, they deliver. 17 seconds left on the game clock, and you're forced to go to a nightmare for Carolina.
They're taking their time now. Their chances are being taken from them. Steady flow of time once again. Nobody on the zone. Rex, big win there. Purge up close, playing for the absolute guarantee, and guarantee it he does, folks. 7.5 over to Gwyn. A man behind enemy lines on a solo mission. And what do you know? He's buying that time. And you have paid the price, Boston. What an absolute collapse. 4 from Gwyn. And the second segment is his.
Yeah, and now you gotta run if you're Awakening. Doesn't even want to chow. You're grouping up with your team. It's the final hit. Purge coming in through the front. Awakening on the pinch. And Awakening stayed alive. And was it enough at least to stop the B zone? And now with 5, you gotta make a big play.
DJ doubles his kills. Capturing A alone. Reinforcements now flooding through. Rex finds a big one. You body block Purge all the way forward. And the zone is captured. 7 lives of Boston Breach to the 9 of the Ravens. And look at this flight over the top. Oh, what a stun onto your teammate. That's so unfortunate, but the nade's going to be good. Snoopy, what is he made of? He's dead now. Tej, he's bit off way more than he can chew, but his teammates are capturing the zone. Massive flank from Cam. He could seal it.
Oh, Oh, and look at the help as well. You get the teamwork, you get everything, but you better get the trade. Cammy gives you 2, but in a 6 versus 2, Carolina have just pulled off an unbelievable round. Or something crazy happening. Still gonna win the gunfights. Gonna be down to Cammy. Him versus the world.
Capture the point. Cammy.
Oh my.
1v.
Yo.
What is this round? Cammy. Sun's not gonna connect. 1v1. Holy Cammy. Are we witnessing the most unbelievable round of control of all time? Cammy.
Oh my, I don't want to cuss, but I want to cuss so bad. Rex, my guy, you're not in challengers anymore. You had 48 seconds in the round. Wait for your teammates. Somebody get a damn trade.
1v5 for the opening round. Cammy, the absolute Baron.
Dude.
Viscount of slammage. What a round. Forget the Cammy of Cold War. It is the Black Ops 6 Cameron McGilligan we are watching right now. That was a turning point. Unbelievable.
If this wasn't just an online match, sort of, you know, early on in this, like if this had more importance, that would be one of the best clutches of all time. It's still one of the best clutches we have had this year. But if there were any stakes on it, like that's an eternal COD highlight. Cammy is a wizard.
Yeah, man, that's quick regain though. 3 dead immediately. T's going to be battling out the office spawn once again. Good stuff. Awakening. Are you feeling the vibe? Are you getting that aura bleed through from osmosis as Cam goes wild? Snoop brought down by Gwyn. Huge wins here, and Awakening, his spree is still continuing. I also didn't even check streaks. A lot happened there, folks. I wonder how Cammy's doing. Is he all right? Heart check moment.
I'm still just really, I assume the pros don't have the feature, but if Cammy does something like that, you really should just forfeit. Pay your respects. You don't deserve to win after losing that one.
Well, we're gonna see.
They had like 50 seconds left on the game clock in a 6v1, bro.
That was something. Back into this round, which honestly is going not terribly for Boston right now. You've got 2 segments done at B, A little bit of love now on the slow cap, so that's both zones. Spinning plates right now, Breach. You're going to pull a couple of those defenders over towards A, but not enough to really stop the pressure on B. Purge picks up the flank. You love to see it. Rex saves the day, but only for a second longer. Purge is going to be there. Is this enough to get the capture? He's danced well. Yeah, done. 1:36 on the clock.
I mean, I just want to watch the Cammy clutch again. A recent